All right then, it's morphin' time!
Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far away I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense, but nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion, we probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering, I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even now my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Nowadays the pain follow me, deal with trauma privately. I don't wanna be a burden, I handle things defiantly. Spent a decade searching for a higher power guiding me. Figured out that faith is not up there, that it's inside of me. Act with execution, what's a plan with zero action? Faced with bad habits, knowing it's a magnet to my imbalance. I'm somewhere between confidence and arrogance. The middle ground is treacherous, I work on getting out of it. Pops is looking down, I feel him every time the sun shines. Back to being unsigned, I only got my bloodline. With me going forward, smoking cookie till we dumb high. I heard you taking shots, we pulled up on them, they was gun shy. 2 p.m. in Rome, we at the chapel eating sun-dried tomatoes and a plum wine. Life been like a movie, I don't know how long the run time. Hope it's an extended cut, but when I died, I load my consciousness onto a thumb drive. And upload it to the masses when I pass. All my sets is holographic, life's as real as you imagine. My Jewish girl was tight, cause I ain't linker on the Sabbath. But it's Friday and I got a few robins I need a basket. Playing traffic, if you wanna play the faction. We don't act, we getting active, stacking cash and dodging taxes. My father was a Catholic, never taught me how to practice. But with music, I'm a Baptist. Christian all these fucking tracks, I bless these raps with. Standing in the middle of the mosh, yeah, baby. Both sides caving on the drive. Caving on me, praying to my pops and the gods. God, please help me out. Can you spare me for once? Spare me for once. Hey, spare me for once, spare me for once. Hey, I ain't
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Lost in translation. What's going on, my brother?
Everything is everything. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm sunshine, partly cloudy. I'm peacock proud and honeymoon happy to be in the building with such elusive people tonight.
Yes,
It's so
sir.
good to see you guys, man. So good to see everybody. Who we got in the chat tonight, Lost?
Well, the first person we're gonna welcome is Mr. Christopher Williams. Mr. Christopher Williams, welcome, sir. Then we got I Dodge the Trap. Yes, indeed. Now, of course, you know we have Embraced the Grace. And we also have King Ball in the house. Oh, okay. Also, No News Podcast in the building.
Yes, sir.
Shout out. We also have Living Queen in the building. Of course, Almond Eyes and the Real Bravado Network in the building. We also have My Sasser One in the building. And that's what we have so far. But I'm pretty sure the rest of them going to pile in a minute.
Hey, said one from Oak Cliff. All right, Cliff, what's going on with you? All right, she from the Cliff, Oak Cliff. All right, in the DF Dub. All right, good to have people that's in my city on here with me. All right, so guys, it's so good to be here, man. I'm so happy to be here again today. We breathing. God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good. We've been dealing with a lot lately. I've been watching Turkey Neck Christians stop people from singing. Sister Kim Burrell, I don't know what y'all want to say about Kim. Kim is Kim, something wrong with Kim. I think Lost in Translation should give us something. Is she married?
I don't know, man. I don't keep up with that side of the church, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm over in the choir,
yeah.
man. I just mind my business, man.
We should send Take Heed over there to whoop our ass.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Take Heed to probably stomp her out real quick and get her back together. Can you imagine her? Can you imagine her telling Take Heed that hush and let that mask work for you? Boy,
I already know how that's gonna go down.
I can hear Take Heed now. Let me share something with you.
Exactly.
What's that, your ass? On your ass.
Exactly.
All right. But guys, again, thank you in the chat, man. Who is that we got down there in the chat? They ain't up here in the. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me see, who is that? Arpain. My bad, Arpain. Here it comes right now. I got you, buddy. I got you. All right, you can bring up one person at a time. Matter of fact, let's start with we got Brother Trey in the building tonight. Before he comes up, he has his own little intro that he goes by. Trey is very unique fella. And he don't want to hear no whining.
I want to fold no damn clone.
Yeah. He don't want to hear no whining. And if he does hear whining, he's going to say. So, but any other day,
I can't help it that I'm custom made. I can't help it that I look good, smell good, can dance all night long. I can't help it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Trey in the building tonight.
What's up, Mr. Custom Made?
What's up, fellas?
What's going on with your player? All right. Next up in the building, man, we got the player from the Himalayas, all the way from the Real Bravado Network. Give it up for yours truly. TJ is in the damn building. Now, if you piss TJ off, TJ's going to adjust himself, and he's going to get up and what you say? Ladies and gentlemen, TJ in the building tonight.
You goddamn right. What you say? Goddamn right. Hey,
right.
Hey, real quick. I know you got to get through all the introductions. So I walked into the job the other day, right? So the security guard wanted to check me. I mean, he wanted to search my shit. So that was bad business for him that day. He just didn't know. So of course I said, "What you say? Play it."
You want it again?
What you say? Right. I said, "Brother, you ain't going through my shit right now. I promise you that right now. I ain't finna let you in the building then." That's what he said. I said, "Well, I'm finna go clock in. I'm gonna keep walking, brother. And you gonna have to do what you gotta do."
Man, that wasn't no good day for him.
No. Glad to be here, brother. Glad to be here.
Man, I'm glad you're here, bro. All right, next up, listen, man. Her name is Anissa. She's sipping on wine and hiding her mister. Give it up for Anissa's in the building tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, everybody. Hello.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I ain't trying to be
That's what
funny,
I'm talking about.
when she turned that camera on, I saw that man running.
Start lighting up around here. Hey, that's double sprinkles right there. That's a 2 for 1.
When he ran around the corner, he almost slipped down in the dining room trying to get up out of there. I don't know what was going on over there. Yeah. All right. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, the president of the ball club himself. I'm gonna let him do it when he come up. Let's give it up for Mr. Bennett in the building tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Shout out to the 7B Network. It's good to be on with you guys tonight.
And the 7Bs. Come on, you got to give them to us. Go ahead. I'm going to clip it too.
Well, again, salute to the bald, the beautiful, the beneficent, the benevolent bald brothers of the BMU Network. Salute once again those who live the follically free lifestyle. But we seek peaceful coexistence with our follicle brothers. So all love here.
Absolutely, my brother. Appreciate you, man, for being here tonight. All right, listen. If you're looking for a housewife to understand what it is to be one, you got to talk to Miss Jenny because she own one. Miss Jenny's in the building tonight. What's going on? What's going on? How you doing, Suge? Good to see you, sweetheart. Good to see you. Good. All right. Turn your mic up just a little bit, Miss Jenny. Turn it up just a little bit. Your mic volume. All right. Next up. You about to embrace it. You about to embrace her. All right. She's doing everything she can. She got her makeup on tonight. She might find her a man. Give it up for Embrace the Grace in the building tonight. What's going on, Sugarfoot? All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm good.
Good to see you, baby. Good to see you. Now, you've seen her all over the world, all over the internet. This lady has hit 20,000 subscribers and counting. One of the most electrifying women on internet today. She's telling these women out here to get it together. If you ain't seen her yet, you will see her. Get your autographs now. Tickets are going to be on sale. She's going to be selling out the Knicks Arena. Give it up for yours truly. Take heed to the messages in the building tonight. Now, take heed to the message. I approve this message.
Black man, I'm finna say we calling out all the hoes this year. Yes, we are. We calling out all the hoes in 2024, damn it. We tired of y'all. We calling out all the hoes in 2024 this year.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, take heed to the doggone message is in the building tonight. Now, listen, I want to say this before we bring up our last. TJ, hold on a second. I think I sent you the link, TJ. Hold on. To send to. Wait a minute. Give me just a second. All right. Now, keep in mind that StreamYard tonight has decided that they are going to start tearing our asses up with these freezes. I got an email here. But we're going to work through it anyway. Yeah, it says look for disruption and all that kind of crap. All right. So bear with us, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. If we struggle stream, that's what it is. All right. We got one more and we got two more. We're going to introduce them and then we're going to rotate people out because it's a lot of us here tonight. Okay. All right. The next up, listen, guys. The first person I'm going to bring back down, and then we'll bring him up, bring him back down, is the almonds in your chocolate tonight is the eyes of almonds. And it's almond eyes in the building tonight. Give it up for almond eyes. All right. Now, almond eyes, thank you for being here. Now, I have to bring up the Surgeon General. So I'll be right back, Sugarfoot. You stay right there. Stay close. Stay nearby. I'm going to bring up this guy. You guys know him. You know him. He's famous. He has famous sayings. He has famous video clips. And I want to just say,
the toughest things any man has ever done is turn down a nice piece of willing, steaming ass piece of pussy.
And if you don't understand what he's saying, he'll ask you,
are you out of your fucking mind? Are you crazy?
Only dropped
All right.
one F-bomb yesterday. Only dropped one F-bomb yesterday.
We got our
Very
pain
good.
in the building tonight.
Hello, everybody.
All right, so good to see an old school stripper in the building tonight, along with Trey. He just opened his own stripping business as well. If you guys need anything for your bar mitzvahs, baptisms, birthday parties, and ratchet gatherings, call Trey. They call them they call them the beach towels because they keep you wet and wrapped at all times.
Oh my God!
All right, ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen,
before you leave, BMU, all of those electronic problems you having is me trying to find that goddamn clip, man, to try to get it.
Oh my God! So I want to go around the room, man, because we got to check mental health over here. I want to make sure everybody's good to go before the show goes. And so we'll start with Miss Jenny. We'll move around the room. Miss Jenny, how are you tonight? How is the family and so on and so forth? Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, hey, that's that nice picture, Miss Jenny. I mean, you just keep it right there, okay? We're coming back to you. Embrace the grace. How are you tonight, Sugarfoot, and how's the family?
I'm good. I'm good. Family's good. Just got off work, so ready to get on it.
I know that's right. Take heed to the doggone message. 20,000 subscribers. Congratulations on your 20,000 subscribers. We know we love you, girl. We got to support you. Take heed to the message. How are you? How's your king? And how's the family doing over there?
We are all doing okay. Just keeping it together. That's all. That's all you can do.
I know that's right. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Our pain. I know that I sent you that link to get that oil that you used to buy back in the day. But our pain, how are you tonight, my brother? How's everything going?
I'm fine, man. I'm doing just well. How's everybody else? I'm glad.
Good, man. It's good to see you, brother.
All right.
Mr. Bennett, how's the family over there? The empty nester himself. Mr. Bennett is in the building. How are you over there, Mr. Bennett?
We're doing well. We're doing well. Not quite empty nesters yet, but we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. So the kids, they have access. They come and go as they please here. So, but good times are coming.
Absolutely, man. All right. Anissa, tell him he can come out. Turn the camera. Let him run back by. Anissa, good evening, honey. How are you tonight? How's that man hiding behind that wall over there? Bartholomew.
I am lovely this evening, and there is no one hiding in the shadows.
Thank you so much, Anissa, for being
great.
Thank you, sweetheart. My boy in the building, TJ. TJ, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? You asking me how I'm doing?
How are you, sir?
These fucking property taxes. That's what I'm doing. These fucking property taxes didn't went up. The house, what you call that? The homeowners insurance didn't went up.
Yeah, it has.
Right. So that's how the fuck I'm doing.
And guess what? They still building. Man. When we built this house here, they said, "Hey, listen, that open property over there will be for sale in a couple of years. You'll be able to buy it from the owners of that property. No other homes will be built in this area." I said, "Oh, we good." Shit, they didn't put up 5. Yeah, they put up 5. They got us on that deal. But yeah, and them property taxes.
They're kicking my ass right now, and my escrow kicking my ass right now.
Yes,
but thank God, because you for the acknowledge these super chats, because they're gonna help with them damn property taxes.
I know that's right. Absolutely. We got one more. Trey, how are you tonight, my guy?
First of all, congratulations, Take Heed. Well deserved, more importantly, well earned. My daughter today ran up to me, gave me the biggest hug, and said, "You are the best dad in the world." So I am doing amazing. I am great.
Hey, that's my guy. Hey, man, listen, bro. You ain't got to say nothing, man. It'll show up. Especially when them girls come and show you some love. Oh, that's a wrap. My daughter hugged me. My cup filled for a week. You know what I'm saying? Hey, daddy. Hey, man. Hey, you just turned into old softy for them girls. All right. Lost in translation. I heard about your gig you got going on in Alabama. And so I just want you to, they call him Mr. Pineapple in Alabama. They say he's so sweet, you got to cut him to get to him. Lost in translation, what's going on, my guy?
What's happening, sir? What's happening?
You want to talk about Mr. Pineapple, or you want to move on?
Good, man. Keep that on the wraps, man. You know how we do.
Just a second, let me get Almanac in here to speak to everybody. Eyes of the Almond, how are you this evening, Sugarfoot?
I am well. How are you?
Man, you know, I'm great. I'm gonna do better. Can you do me a favor? Can you book some appointments for Trey in the beach towels and Mr. Pineapple so we can get some more money in these super chats? Okay. I
Why
appreciate
everybody
that.
got to be a stripper? That's what I want to know.
Well, it ain't my fault that Arpain told me that. Arpain said that. Arpain said he saw you in the registry. So it ain't my fault. It ain't my fault.
Arpain's a damn liar.
All right, Arpain. So thank you everybody for being here. Now I want to get you super chats real quick. Let's see here for the Real Bravado Network. No News Podcast. $20 says for the recent video you premiered. That shit was fire. All right, we got a $5 super chat from No News Podcast. He said, can y'all drop channel links? I want to support everyone. All right, mods, if you're in there, go ahead and drop those links for us. That would be amazing. And Almanize, if you can, if you're back there, if you can also drop those links, that would be amazing as well. I appreciate you, Sugarfoot. All right, and also we got No News Podcast again. $50 super chat says, yo, tell them I said, run me those links for support. Okay. Laugh out loud. I can't super chat over there. Laugh out loud. Appreciate it, man. Now, if you want to give, brother, you can definitely give by sending a cash out. It's at the bottom of the screen right now. Thank you so much for your super chats for the Real Bravado Network. And anything you guys send, we appreciate it. All right. You see the name of the show tonight. You see we're about to get it in. We're going to talk about it. He gave me everything, but he was broke. There's a video floating around of a young lady who spoke with that we're going to watch in a few seconds. But before we do, I want to check the temperature of everybody on the panel when it comes to money. The first question of the night is, does money make a man? Is money the determining factor for women to be with a man, whether he's a great man, he's a good man? Is money the determining factor that you will move forward with that guy? And for the fellas, the question would be obvious. Do you think women choose men based on their money or based on their character? Let's start with Mr. Bennett, and we'll go around the room. Mr. Bennett.
Well, I would say the majority of women, I think money is a major factor in their decision making as far as whether or not they'll choose them or not. Now, again, will they love them or not? You know, are they going to be looked at as far as besides utility? That's going to be dependent on those other factors. But no question, I think a man's ability not only to provide for himself, but for a potential family, I think is something that women will consider. That doesn't guarantee her loyalty or security or her emotional bond or attachment to him. So I think that's the case generally for most women.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. Bennett. Anissa, what are your thoughts?
It may not be the determining factor for most women, but I think we have to be realistic. It is important. A man needs to be able to provide, especially if he wants a wife and a family. So we're not going to pretend like it's not important, but there are some women that, there are plenty of women that choose a quote unquote good man, although he might not have a lot of resources. So I think it really depends on the woman, but it is an important factor.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. TJ, your thoughts?
You know, I hate to drop the turd in the swimming pool, but women don't give a flying fuck about a man's income. And I'm going to talk about black women because I don't know about nobody else. And I'm looking at the current state of our black narrative of black culture. Now, when I say black women in general, I'm not talking about specifically of individual ladies. I'm just talking about in general. And I'm looking at the population. I'm looking at who's having all these kids. If money was was any kind of a factor, we wouldn't be out here with the crisis that we have with the women and the children and all this and and the financial stripes that our ladies are in at this particular point. Messy Michonne did a good job of outlining some of those things on our channel today. But no, I do not think women in general gives a damn about a man's money because they have babies with broke men all the goddamn time. And they are heading up all of our households right now by themselves, struggling by themselves, with the help of the government. So, nah, money ain't women don't give a fuck about no money. And they can stop lying and say that they do.
All right. Trey, your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. Women judge men and pick men based on money. Here's the issue. The issue is that whether or not they can actually get them. That's the issue. It's not whether or not what they're choosing. It's can they get the man? Can they retain the man? Can they get that man to get down on one knee and propose and want to marry them? Most of them cannot. But if you had a choice, if these women had a choice versus a rich man or a poor man, I highly doubt the poor man's going to get chosen because there's a lot of great men who are homeless. They ain't got no wives. So they choose men based on the income, and if they can obtain it. But here's the issue. A lot of these women are not quality women. So they can't get men at that level. That's a different level. It's a different stature when we start talking 7 figures, 8 figures. It's a completely different mindset, thought process. And he has things that he wants you to be able to bring to the table. And a lot of women, especially in our community, don't understand that concept and they fall short. That doesn't mean they don't want him. That's exactly what they want. I have never once ever heard a woman say he makes too much money. Never heard that. Never, not once. He makes too much money. I can't date him. They absolutely choose men based on the amount of money. Whether they can keep him is a different story.
Well, lost in translation, I'll let you take the bottom row, but go ahead and give your perspective, brother. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely, they choose them by money. As a matter of fact, that is the starting line before anything gets started. Now, as far as people are saying that women don't choose men based on money, if we tell the whole story, the CDC says that 59% of our women share men. That means they have kids by multiple fathers. So my thing is this: you may have ended with a broke man, which is generally the guy that you ended with, but the guy that you started with was the guy who had the money. He just so happened to be probably married or in a relationship with somebody else. So the guy that they complain about generally is not the first guy. It's usually the second guy. And that's the guy that she could get. And we're going to go with Take Heed for this one. Take Heed, talk to us.
Oh my goodness. Why am I agreeing with Trey again? What is going on? Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Okay, so like I said to y'all many times before, once a man can capture a woman's mind, he has her body. So yes, money is important, especially from us. Money is important, but a Pookie and Ray Ray can capture a woman's mind and make her do things that nobody has ever seen. So we have to be mindful of that too. Yes, money is important in a relationship, but we also got to understand that the money part comes in after she done had that clarity, she done got pregnant and all this foolery. So the next guy got the problem. He the one got to come with everything out of the woodwork to be a good man for her. But the first one she let pass. That's just, my take on it.
Now, Take Heed, you agree with me. You agree with me. Because that's a better way of assessing what I just said. I'm not going to jump everybody else in the line. You agreeing with me. Because when you start talking about them children, they usually have children like we see it. It's the guy that comes after that. It's after they didn't screwed the pooch. Then all of a sudden they want Mr. Six Figures to come in and rescue them. So no, Take Heed. Trey don't get that love. I get the love. And yes, I am straight up. Yeah, I'm straight up.
Jealousy is not a pretty color, TJ.
What you say? I'm done. Fuck you, Dre. I'm done.
Let's go with R-Pain. R-Pain, what do you say, sir?
It's funny that we're talking about this because I just got off the phone with my oldest daughter and we had the money talk, because she makes a certain amount of money. And I said, well, suppose you meet a man that's making the same amount as you. Is that something you can handle? She said, yeah, I could. She said, but I'm just not running into the black men who I prefer who make as much as I do. And I said, well, and this is what I told her. I said, because so money matters to her. But this is what I told her. I said, listen, if you're not attracting guys, because we're in the Northeast, there's a lot of men who have a per capita income higher than usual, like the Midwest and stuff. So if you're not attracting those kind of guys, maybe you have to look a little bit inward to see, you know, whether you can improve on the caliber of men that's coming towards you. You know, and, you know, because she's pretty straight and narrow. You don't have no kids. She got all this. She's professional. I said, you just need to look at that. Even if it's not true, maybe there's something that you're doing to attract the guys who ain't got shit. Because you're in the Northeast, right? Per capita, we make a little bit more money than people do in to the Midwest and places like that. So, I mean, we have those kind of conversations. You know, she's not married. So I don't just try to baby her on that kind of stuff when we talk, you know. So I hope, but money does matter to her. So I look at her as a microcosm of other women, but it's not the only thing because she's willing to share in the expenses and do the one pot thing and all that other kind of stuff. So let me just land it there.
Appreciate it. Embrace the grace. It's up to you. Is money important?
Yes, money is important, but unfortunately, teaching our little girls to use men for their resources versus appreciating, valuing them, and respecting them is out the window. So it's what have you done for me lately, and what are you going to do for me? So it's become very transactional nowadays. It's like they've been delusionalized from social media. They see everything that's going on social media and expect that the real world is like that, and it's not. You know, you should see a man for a content of his character. Is if he's trustworthy. Can he be a good husband? Can he be a good father? Can he guide you and lead you? But it's always about the money. And then the delusion, you want a man with 6 figures, but you work at McDonald's. You want a man with a Maserati, but you drive a hoopty. So we're very delusional, and we teach our girls to just use men for their resources instead of working with them, learning with them, and building with them. So yes, women always gonna look at the money, the jewelry, the car, the shoes, the clothes, but the man can be a straight up pookie, but then you're turning away the plumber who makes good money, has a good trade, but because he comes home a little bit dirty and smelling maybe like septic, you know, you want to put him down. But it's very sad. And yes, women use money too much as a resource for men.
Thank you, Almanaz. Thank you, Embrace the Grace. Almanaz, you're next. Is money important?
You muted.
You're on mute.
You're mute, Don.
There you go.
Okay. I think when a woman's ready for it to be important, that's when it's important. Also, I think you gotta use the term woman loosely because a lot of these are big girls, not women. So what they're asking for as far as, you know, monetary requirements are really just a wish list. So for women, no. Little girls perpetrating as women, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Almanaz.
For that.
I'm gonna get Miss Jenny, and I know she didn't slip back in here in a minute, man.
Yeah, there she go right there. Hold on. All right, Miss Jenny, are you ready? Are you ready? Not yet. All right, so I want to play the video while Miss Jenny is getting ready of this woman who told this story. Here it is.
The man who taught me what love looked like, he just got married not so long ago. But the reason why we didn't work out is because he was broke.
Well, his wife now is fine with that.
He worshiped the ground I walked on.
But
And he taught me patience. And he really taught me how to damn near love me.
But
Taught me how to cook.
But
he was chasing a dream of being a musician. He wanted to be a singer in a boy group. I supported that, everything. But I'm like, he had 2 kids. And I'm just like, you do need to support yourself. Like, you need to make some type of money. He was getting like a $50, $100 allowance from his manager. I was like, drive a Pizza Hut at night. I don't care. Just
So
to
is
make
he
some
still
money.
trying to chase this musician dream?
He just found the woman for him.
Okay, so it didn't work out financially wise. Everything else, if he had the
But
money, would it have worked out?
yes,
Okay.
it would have. And if I would have met him today,
Mm-hmm.
it would work out.
What's the difference?
The difference is I was broke too at the time.
Mhm.
Like I was barely making it by myself. And so I was like, I feel like I don't want a man in my house. And we
Right.
both, like, that don't make my vagina wet. You feel
Uh-huh.
me? Like that don't turn me on.
Okay,
I
so
can't do
now
that.
since you're good for
Financially,
yourself,
okay.
yeah, financially, you're saying now it would have worked. So you're saying you wouldn't mind supporting him.
Now I could appreciate the love that he brings, but I still don't want him to be broke.
There you have it.
She ain't told me nothing. I'm sorry. Am I the only one? Because I didn't get anything out of it.
Money lubricates all things.
She said it don't make. Yeah, she said it don't make her wet if he ain't got paid yet.
That's right.
So Anissa, the incomparable Alyssa. What do you say? You are the president of the sisterhood. What do you say to this and to your concubines here? What are your thoughts?
Why would you start with me? Why would you start with me?
Because you had the biggest smile. That's why.
You had the biggest smile. That's it. There you go.
Come on here now.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, if I have to take that video and for what she exactly said, she said the man was getting what, $50 or $100 allowance from his manager.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care listen, I don't care how nice you are. I don't care how much you teach me patience and teach me how to cook. You got to bring more than $50 or $100 to the
You
table.
want to fold no damn clothes.
This is another thing that we're not doing in 2024. We're not doing this. You're a grown man. You need to have your stuff together. You need to be getting your stuff together. You should not be approaching any woman with $50 or $100 and say, here, this is all I bring to the table. That's just unsatisfying. Nope. I agree with her 100%.
Well, most of them only worth 40, so I think that's a surplus.
I'm sorry?
I said most of them only worth $40 because that's what they charging out here. So $50, you're winning.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's the women that you encounter, but
I
don't know if that's for the majority. I don't know if that's for the majority of women, but I'm just saying. I think that is unsatisfactory, and I agree with her that she should have left that situation.
Oh,
that's my
The way to
opinion.
go. So TJ, what you were saying, I want to allude to TJ. We go to TJ. TJ, what you were saying is the going rate for the slide is about $40
or less.
So 40 or less. So basically, she's winning if she gets 100.
Here's my question. Shit, I just lost it. No, yeah. Here's my question. That was an old man moment. Here's my question. If y'all out here making all this money, got your own house, your own car, your own Amex, why the hell do you care about his money if you got your own everything then? Why is that even relatively important if you don't need him or what he got? What does it matter what his money is at that point? Especially if he's not your husband. Why in the hell why does his money even remotely matters if he's not your husband?
Mm-hmm. Who's that question for? Was that for me or what?
Everybody. Yeah, anybody.
Did she say she was an independent woman?
I think she says she is now. She wasn't when they first met. She wasn't. She didn't have any.
Right.
But now she's.
Did she say anything along the lines of "I don't need a man" or "I don't need"? She never said that. Did
No,
she?
she didn't say that. No, she just said when they first got together, they were both broke. Now she's financially, I guess, independent, and she would be at least more tolerant of the situation. I still don't think she would necessarily stay with him, but at least she'd be a lot more tolerant of the situation now that she doesn't have to worry about herself. But at that time, I think finance is more important to her.
I'll take you one further, Mr. Bennett. She's not staying with no broke guy. It's once she starts making money, if she wasn't wet for him when he was broke and she was broke, she ain't getting wet for him while she got all that money. He's laying on the couch asking for $50 allowance.
No.
I don't believe that shit with one bit.
Now there's another question out there, guys. I want everybody to get in on this one. But we're going to talk about the fact that when you first got with him, he was making 50 and 100. You were getting that penis at 50 and 100. So you chose to be with that man at 50 and 100, and then you tolerated it when you should have never even initiated it.
Mm-hmm.
You tolerated it.
That's not how it works, Black man. That's not how it works.
Okay.
When you have artists and creatives, they're on a time clock.
Yep.
You have to understand something. That when you have somebody who's a musician or they're chasing a ball player dream or something along those lines, they're on a clock with a woman. You need to be able to become successful within a certain amount of time, or I'm going to leave you. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't become successful later on, but for her, she can only sacrifice so much of her prime years for you, waiting on you to hit the time. And that's essentially what happened here, is that she got tired of waiting. Her thought process of going back and saying, well, I would get with him now, is because the more money she has, now she can afford to be just a slight bit more patient. That's all she's saying. I can wait a little bit longer now. But when these women decide to date these men who are artists and creators and actors and all that, they are on the clock. It is time for you to get to the money, as opposed to a guy who was working in corporate America or something like that. She might be a lot more patient.
All right. Anybody else want to hop in? Go ahead and hop in there. We'll go with.
I would say that
go ahead,
one
Mr.
thing that
Yeah.
no one's really touched on yet is not only was he not making money, but he also had 2 kids.
2 kids.
I don't know, so 2 separate women or whatever. So it's like, what are you doing for those other kids if you can barely provide for them, and now you're trying to bring another woman into your life? That would be problematic. And as someone, I have 3 daughters of my own. If that's the guy she brought home, I wouldn't be necessarily enthused about that particular situation. So that's another red flag for me, that she should look elsewhere.
So you mean to tell me he had 2 kids with somebody else, and he was possibly looking at having another baby with somebody else? Is that correct? Is that what the situation was? Okay. Yeah, since people want to disagree in the chat, there you go.
Well, but it's all acceptable, because the payoff, you have to think how the women are thinking. The payoff in the end might be worth it. So I'll put up with the 2 kids. I'll put up with him not working. And I'll put up with these things because if he hits it, it only takes one record. If he hits it big, it'll all be worth it. Essentially, she decided to make an investment. And with them things sitting on her chest, I can see why she did what she did. It makes perfect sense. And what happened is, like I said, he just ran out of time. He ran out of time. Because I guarantee you, had he hit it, had he had a #1 hit, or had he, went viral or something along those lines, she would have been just fine, and she would have, it's basically like, you remember how you guys played video games back in the day, and when you hit a certain level, your time got extended, you would get a few more seconds. That's basically what would have happened. If he would have got viral or something, he would have got a few more, maybe a couple more years to see if he can maintain the success.
Because I assure you, if he stayed that way for a while, she would have said, "You wasted my best years." You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what would have happened.
Now I have a question, guys. Do you think money matters? What if a little girl grew up with money and she always had money? Do you think that is a factor when they grow up and are looking for men, or is it more of a factor if they didn't grow up with money?
Well, when you talk about little girls that grow up with money, you have to understand something. They're going to be surrounded in a community of equal-minded economic stability. So she's probably going to be around it. Believe it or not, most of us are around what we are. You know what I mean? Most of the time. The thing is, when you sit here having these conversations about, what women value, our numbers tell us what our women value. When you look at all of the data, statistics, how the women make their decisions, the fact of the matter is, when you talk about Black women, 75% of our women are baby mamas. 75% of them will have not been married and will not get married, but they're choosing to have children in the worst economic situations. That's what they value. So you can go by what our women out here are saying in social media. You can go by what they're saying, but you got to actually look at what they're actually doing. Now, on a real practical micro level, like I tell you, I work with women who make a tremendous amount of money, and every morning when they're getting off work, they're sitting out there waiting on their broke ass unemployed boyfriends to pick them up in their cars. That's the reality. I understand our women are out. Some of these women out here talking about what they want out of a guy. You know what they want, but that's after they're heartbroken, ran through, too old to care, and they just want a soft landing space. Then all of a sudden they got some standards for a trade. All of a sudden they come in the trade with these fucking standards and all this baggage in tow. So while I understand the concept, and some of us are talking about women too from a yesteryear, and I'm not trying to be like, throw darts at like Anissa and stuff like that about our age group, but the ladies of your age group, you guys grew up with a different set of standards out there as far as what was to be expected. You know what I mean? And so your perspective on it is a little bit different. Now, as a guy who's out here in it, I'm telling you, for the most part, a lot of these women do not give a damn about money, because if they did, they would not make the decisions that they're making. They're making decisions that are financially crippling them for a lifetime. That's kind of how I see
Well, that would be if they understood finances. A lot of these women have no idea what money is. If you ask them what a lot of money is, you'd be surprised at the numbers that they respond back to you with. Ask them. I know a woman who thinks $100,000 would last her for the rest of her life. She's a complete idiot. But you would never know that because she's fine as hell. And so most guys are going to talk to her and pay her attention because she's a very attractive woman. She has no concept of money. And so these women that are making these decisions based on whether to have the man, whether to have the man's baby, whether to be with him, they don't understand it. Think about your childhood as a young man and how you had to understand and learn money. Most of us learned it when you were getting, maybe you got an allowance. Maybe you had to work for you to earn your dollars. I had to go shovel snow and cut grass and I had to do a whole bunch of things. Women aren't doing that. You think the young girls are getting paid for doing their laundry and doing their chores? That's not how it works. They have no concept of money, which is why they make the decisions that they make, because they don't understand it. I say that all the time. One of the things I teach my daughter, we talk about money at 5 years old. We talk about money all the time. She understands what the coins, quarters, dimes. She gets it because I need you to understand that $100,000 is not enough money for the rest of your life, baby. You need to understand that concept.
I had that conversation with my daughter as well, but there's a modicum of truth depending on the socio-economic of the woman too. Listen, she admitted that most women make choices about men based on aesthetics. It has nothing to do with money, but for her, if she was going to cleave to a guy, he's got to be able to hold his own. I mean, that's just her. But she still makes choices based on how a guy looks. She would. And that's why I told her, so if you got a guy you like, you need to bring him around me right away, not because you think I don't want to see your boyfriends. I want to be the guy to eliminate this guy so he ain't wasting your time. And if he's all right, then I want to give you a head start to say this is somebody that's okay to talk to. But so she's on both sides of the fence. She understands the money because she's got some, and she knows the value of the dollar. She's a miser. I got to pry money out of her hand, which I really like. But she still falls prey to the aesthetics of a guy, or she could, And I don't know if money really matters. That's why women treat guys who look good differently than a guy who's average or ugly. They can say the same thing. One going to HR and the other one's busting those cheeks.
Our opinion, you may be on to something. I think they use money as a disqualifier for the guys they're not sexually attracted to. You know what I'm saying? It's always one of those situations where, well, how much money you got? You know what I mean? That type of thing. And then they'll turn right back around and let the other dude around the corner be like, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Let me give you a little piece of cake and stuff like that.
He ain't got two nickels to rub together.
Right.
It's delusion. It's like dyslexia, right? The man that got the money, she'll be around her friends. She'll say, girl, that nigga ugly as fuck, but he got that bread.
That goes
right?
back to what
And then the broke dude that ain't got no money, girl, that boy got a dick like a 12-year-old donkey. He fucking the shit out of me. But he ain't got no money. It's dyslexic.
But see,
You,
but
you,
that's
you,
a, but
you,
that's a
you gotta
third, but
think.
that's a third element you're adding to it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
our pain, he said he said it one is either money or attractiveness, but now you're also talking about performance.
Yeah.
Because you could be ugly and broke, but if you can perform, then you're gonna get some women that way also. So it's got nothing to do with being attractive either.
The Dolomite effect.
Back in
You ain't gonna get a chance if you ugly and broke. You ain't gonna get a
Well,
chance.
look,
to
if the word gets
Shit,
around, if she
shit. I don't
messes
know
up,
what
if the
world you
word gets
living in.
around, they may have to try it.
Man, hey, that ugly broke
Well,
mother.
you know
You
what?
know,
You're back. I resemble that, Mark. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
our
You
pain.
could
Let me
be
tell
If
you
the
ugly
this,
word
and
gets
Mark.
broke.
around,
You
if
get some.
our pain, that our pain is
Man, you know what? Our pain, you can have one eye and one leg, and you can have a scar in the back of your head. You can be broke and blind, no money. If you go in and hit that thing right, she gonna let you know you blind motherfucker. She's gonna let you know that boy, that broke blind motherfucker. Boy, he can tell me up. How much money you need this month? Take heed to the message. Talk to me.
So we missed the whole part when she said that if she was in, like, if she, I'm getting tongue tied. She said that if she would have met him again today, she would be with him, right?
Yep.
Now, I'm going to share something with you.
I don't believe it.
He already captured her mind. He still got her mind today. This man is married already. And she said if the tables was turned, she would be with him today. That means he still got her mind. So any man who get her now gonna have a problem because she's gonna keep saying, I remember when so-and-so taught me how to cook. I remember when so-and-so taught me how to love myself. And she just on a podcast talking about this young man. He done already captured her mind. So now if she do get married or if she do have a relationship and he calls her because he got some problems in his marriage, they're gonna sleep together. She gonna bust it wide open. That's why I always tell y'all, be careful of letting a man capture your mind. And he does not have to be handsome. He does not. Long as he can move that mouth, you in trouble.
Techie, let me ask you a question. Based upon what you said if he met her now, do you think it's based upon his status as a man or her personal growth as a woman? Which one do you think it is?
So I will say I'm not gonna say just her personal growth as a woman. He still has her mind. And so she wished she was with him. So I'm not sure if it's just her getting older that she understands that this guy might have been good for her, or either she found out that he made it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I can't, that's just my take on it.
Take it. I'm gonna give you a clue. Okay. When he was with her, he taught her how to love, how to be a woman, and all this other stuff. He didn't change. But he also got married to this other woman. I'm sure he taught her how to love and how to be a woman and that type of thing. And the only thing that changed was the amount of money that was with. I would argue to say that the woman that he's with now probably helped him to become the man he is today. So my thing is this: if she had poured into him what this other lady would have poured into him, then she would have got the result. But since she was impatient, she never got the man.
That's nasty. Yes, you're right.
You understand what I'm saying?
And you know what? You can
But
add a
she also
caveat.
said he was still broke, though, right? She did say he was still broke.
That man married. I doubt if he broke.
She didn't say he was broke. She said, hold on, guys, because let's go back to scripture here. Let's open up the Bible and read again.
The man who taught me what love looked like, he just got married not so long ago. But the reason why we didn't work out is because he was broke.
Well, his wife now is fine with that.
He worshiped the ground I walked on.
But
And he taught me patience. And he really taught me how to damn near love me. Taught me how to cook.
But
he was chasing a dream of being a musician. He wanted to be a singer in a boy group. I supported that, everything. But I'm like, he had 2 kids. And I'm just like, you do need to support yourself. Like, you need to make some type of money. He was getting like a $50, $100 allowance from his manager. I was like, drive a Pizza Hut at night. I don't care. Just
so is
make
he
some
still
money.
trying to chase this musician dream?
He just found the woman for him.
Okay, so it didn't work out financially wise. Everything else, if he had the money, would it have worked out?
Yes.
Okay.
It would have. And if I would have met him today, it would work out.
What's the difference?
The difference is I was broke too at the time. Like I was barely making it by myself. And so I was like, I feel like I don't want a man in my house. And we both like, that don't make my vagina wet. You feel me? Like that don't turn me on.
Okay, so now since you're good for yourself, financially, you're saying now it would have worked. So you're saying you wouldn't mind supporting him.
Now I could appreciate the love that he brings, but I still don't want him to be broke.
She never wanted to support him, so that answered my question.
Well, she's a whole Hershey bar over there with some almonds.
She been ran through.
Oof.
Yeah, we can stop with the assumptions. She just said the man asked her, "Could you support him?" and she dodged all the way around that thing. So we saw that with our own eyes. So as far as whether she poured into him or not, it's evident now. It's sometimes, ladies, it's not the man that activates it. Sometimes it's you and what you pour into the relationship. So you can't get what you really want unless you put something in the deposit, until you deposit something in the bank. And I don't think a lot of people get that. I really don't.
You know what this reminds me of? The story of Denzel and his wife. She was working. He was broke as shit. Had no money. He ain't have $50.
She was the one paying for cab money.
She paid the first date.
Yep. She said that Denzel said he didn't have a dime. He was chasing a dream to be an actor.
And Denzel was on the clock.
Yep.
Yeah, he was on the clock.
Dang.
It just happened to work out.
Samuel Jackson is the same thing, right?
Yeah, but Samuel Jackson. But let me ask you a question, Rick.
But you know what? Hold on. Samuel Jackson didn't get his first acting gig till he was 41.
All right, so let me ask you a question.
Everybody's clock is different.
You think men go into relationships thinking that they need the woman to pour into them? I mean, in general, I don't think that's what we do.
the whole point of a wife is assistance, right?
Right? No, I don't disagree with that, but I don't think most men go into their relationships expecting their wives to pour into them to get them to become successful. They'll help them. If they're not, I don't know if that's an expectation going in, right? You're going to have to be well. No, I didn't say.
You are one hell of a weak ass man if you need a woman to pour into you to get to the bag. You're weak as a man.
Well, if that's the case, then that goes back to the premise that we said earlier. It's the money first. Now, which one is it, y'all?
You guys are reading more into what I'm saying.
Show me the money.
You have to secure the money first, always.
Show me the money.
Y'all ain't gonna win this, and I just want to let y'all know this chance over here.
Let me say this: there's a certain level that you should be in as a man before you go seeking your wife. That's what I think, right? And if when she's with you, if she can help bring out more of what you're gonna be anyway, I can dig that. But I don't think you go into the relationship thinking that you need your woman to succeed. I don't agree with that. I think anything she does for you to propel you further is gravy. Because you should be going that way anyway.
So explain. Okay, so that's the thing I was saying. Like asking you and Trey, it was actually a question. Like I know in today's time that would not work, right? The whole situation. That wouldn't work in today's time. Ain't no woman finna say I'm finna pay all these bills and you go be an actor. That shit ain't gonna happen today. We know that. But I'm saying, like in that day and time, do you feel like that was her way of pouring into Denzel?
I think that's a very unique situation that she was able to recognize his potential, and most women can't see men that way.
Right, exactly. I agree.
Yeah. So that's a unicorn situation. Go ahead,
There's a lot of that based on the options that are in front of them, as far as the women goes. We talk all the time. I mean, you got folks coming over the border, don't have a nickel to their name, but their women are still loyal to them. But is that more so a function of those are the options that they have? They're not going to be attracted to all these different types of men. But in America, a lot of women think they can get any guy. So so the fact that they think they have an option to go elsewhere, is that part of what drives their decision making on whether or not to stick with a guy or not?
That's good, Mr. Bennett. Because those guys at Home Depot waiting on to put up a ceiling fan for $25, if that's all they get, they go home. They woman right there waiting on them.
Still
You
got a
hungry?
meal
Take
for
off your boots. Come get the pussy. There.
Had that dinner. Hey, to take that $25 and make the biggest
Gee.
dinner you ever seen.
Come on.
He got the strength of
Yeah, but
40
these aren't the
bears to
most
put up 3
attractive women
houses.
either, though. These are not high quality women.
But also, but that goes back. That's my point. That's part, Trey. That's part of my point. They don't necessarily have options in that one. Either A, they're not that attractive. They don't think they can get a lot. So again, the guy they got, if they think that's the best they can do, then they're going to go with that man. But if you think you could, if a woman thinks that she can do better, then you're going to have to outperform in order to get her. But if you're the best she thinks she's going to be able to get, whether she's attractive or not, or those are all the other men are around just like him, this is the best I can get, I'm going to just cling on to him. So it's really, like I said, it's about what you think your options are.
And Trey, keep in mind now, some of those women are raised to do that, but you know this. You've been around the world. But I'm going to say this, because if you go to the store, my brother and I used to just be in shock. You would go to a store and you would see a guy that looked like a tornado threw a house at him and hit him in the face. And his wife be bad. I mean, bad. And you be like, God damn. And she just sit up there rubbing the small of his back and kissing him on the neck and standing in line. I'm like, this man, shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to figure out, like, you see that a lot.
But that's a one-off, black man. That's an anomaly. The majority of the most attractive women in this world are with men who can essentially afford their beauty. Beauty costs. Right. And so when you have the most attractive women in the world, you take a look at these women, majority of the time they are with wealthy men who have money, status, reputation. You very rarely, and I agree with you, I have always batted above. I've always boxed above my level. I've always been able to get women that I probably shouldn't have if you compare their level of beauty to my attractiveness, right? So this can happen. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but if you look at the women who are, I think back to all the women I know who are like, superiorly beautiful. They're married to wealthy men. They're married to rich men, like men who own businesses, cannabis dispensaries, right? Construction companies, steel companies. Like they're married to rich men. So majority of the time when we do this, and I say this all the time, you can typically look at a woman and her beauty will tell you how much money her husband has. It typically kind of correlates. Not all the time, but majority of the time it correlates. If she's not so attractive, more than likely he doesn't have that much money. And so when we talk about this, I agree with the black man to a point. These people that come from other countries, their culture is more important to them, right? So it's not so much about the looks and the money. Culture takes precedent. But once they get wrapped up in this Western thought process, money takes front stage. And men need to understand this in America. It starts with the money. If you happen to be 6'4" and hung like a horse, that'll help. It'll help you. But it's always going to start with how much money do you make? What kind of clout do you have? What type of car? I know women who judge men off of cars. I know women who judge men off of shoes. Are your shoes dirty? She won't talk to you.
You know what? I'm going to share something with y'all. I think that when we judge men just by the status of their money, this is just me saying it, we block our blessing. We'll block our blessing every time. Because men who truly have money, they don't dress like they got money. Mm-hmm. Men who truly live well, you don't see them flaunting how they live or what kind of car they drive. You can block your blessing by just thinking that this man, you want a man that have money. That's why when these young girls come to these social media platforms, they tell you they want a 6-figure man, but they themselves don't know what it is to have a 6-figure man. They will sit up here and proclaim that on social media, but they don't even know how to be with a man who has 6 figures. Even when I was young back in the day, and I used to skip out to the club with my girlfriends at the Brothers 3, I remember we was all in there, just a little tidbit story. We was all in there just having a good time, drinking and everything, right? And there was a brother in the corner, had a jersey on, ran down sneakers and jeans, sitting in the corner. All the other brothers had on the gorilla suits. Y'all remember the gorilla suits back in the day. So they were all dressed to kill, clean. They was just amazing. We all dancing and having a good time. Then we all sat down at the table and he asked the bartender to give me a drink. So I raised my glass up, told him thank you. And my girlfriends got mad with me. They was like, look at him. Look at his clothes. Look how he dressed. And I said, so he bought me a drink. And I want to say thank you. Then after that, we got up, we started dancing, and he came over and started dancing with me. So I started dancing back with him. My girlfriend snatched me and was like, oh, no, we're not going to be doing this today. We're not going to be doing this. And I told her, no, y'all go over there with the brothers. I'm going to be over here with him. At the same time, while we were dancing, the gentleman I was dancing with stepped on one of the guy's shoes. And I was like, this is going to determine if this going to continue, we going to dance or not. Because back in the day, you stepped on somebody's shoes, they be ready to go at you. What they did, they dapped, both of the brothers dapped, and it was calm and cool and collective. And at the end of the night, he asked me, can I take you home? And my girlfriends was making jokes. They was like, oh, what kind of car he drives? Probably some ran down raggedy car. That's what they say, right? He told me, baby girl, wait for me in the front. I'm going to come around and get you. Now, this is when Lexus first came out, y'all. He had a white Lexus spent around the corner, spinning gold rims all on the car. Now, who had the money? The other brothers was trying to get the bus to go home. The ones who had the cat daddy suits on. That's why I said looks can be deceiving. You will block your blessing. That's it. That's just my take on it.
Everybody's quiet.
Mic drop.
But that's true. I'm trying to figure out, did you go home?
Nobody wants to say it. Nobody wants to say it. I was thinking, but she's a married woman. Don't say nothing, man.
I cannot
That's
tell
all right.
what I
You don't
did.
have to. You don't have to take it.
That's right.
We wouldn't want you to.
No, absolutely not.
We wouldn't
Absolutely.
want you to.
So I can't tell what I did, but I had a good time.
But you know what? Let me tell you something. That was a bad story. I like that.
Everybody was like that.
But it does. But I do
powerful,
have a
man.
question as a follow up because again, we're talking about all these things that what I guess what a woman really goes after. I think a lot of us agree, and not everybody, but money is certainly a factor. But again, the guy who treats you well, who makes you laugh, because like a lot of guys like that, I've seen guys like that. They just make a woman laugh. You know what I'm saying? And they just have a way. Their personality is such where they can just pull ladies, just with the power of their charisma. They're decent guys, and again, they may not be wealthy or have a lot of money, but they're also resourceful. So another question I may have is it so much the money, or is it the fact that you can be resourceful? So you may not have a lot of money, but you got skills. You can build. If you need to add a room to the house or whatever, you know contracting, you know plumbing, you know a lot of things. You can save in a household. You could be saving tens of thousands of dollars if you know how to do that stuff on your own. You just get a couple guys to do it for you. So is it so much about the money or the status or the clothes actually, or is it his ability to be resourceful is what women really want? And they just look at money as being resourceful, but not always. A guy can, hold his own, especially if you stick with him with a long term, especially if he's got those kind of skills.
Mr. Bennett, that's an excellent point. To piggyback off what Arpain said a minute ago, Arpain says that his daughters know what it takes to get money. And I asked the question, is it because Arpain does it himself? She knows how to appreciate a man that knows she knows what he looks like? Because I would venture to say that most women who actually use that as a crutch to determine a man, it's really it's false security. Because if, say for instance, Arpain's daughter knows he knows how to make $1, you see what I'm saying? She can actually appreciate and see somebody who knows how to do that very same thing, because he does the same thing that her dad does. So that probably lets her know, he may not have it right now, but he's doing the same thing my daddy's doing. And I'm pretty sure if he continues, he's going to be the same way. Now, our pain still has to have the last say so, because that's what good fathers do. You see what I'm saying? So my question is this: what are women gauging what are they using as a measuring stick to determine whether somebody who has money that they just came up on now, or somebody who's industrious could make it anytime they feel like it? Because that type of swag is different. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever been around somebody who just got money? Like, say for instance, they went to the casino and they hit, you know what I'm saying? It's like they got this nervous energy, like somebody's going to take this money away from them, versus somebody who makes this money every day, all day long, who can pull it out of the air, who know how to do it, and it don't bother them. That's a whole different type of swag. Ladies, I don't know if I'm wrong. Is that correct?
For the ladies' answer, you really picked up on what I said, because that was part of the conversation with my daughter. I said, listen, the guy don't have to have all the money now. He just has to be in a profession that has upward mobility,
right,
or doing something that has a future. And you got to be able to see that. Now, whether he accomplishes that or not, there's always a risk reduction. But we had that kind of conversation. I mean, I didn't have all the money I had when I first met my wife. I know it was a different time then, but I had a plan. Does this guy have a plan? Does he have something that makes sense? And it's something that's sustainable and scalable. That's the kind of conversation we had. But
there's no way in the world I would teach my daughter to use her youth to wait for a man to get his shit together.
Well, I didn't say
absolutely
that.
and utterly ridiculous in my
that.
opinion. I know you didn't say it, but I didn't interrupt you. The fact of what I'm saying is that my daughter has a finite amount of time to be as beautiful as she possibly can be and to snag the best man she can. She has a finite amount of time because, unfortunately for women, your looks don't last forever. So the last thing I'm going to tell her is to get with a guy, and as long as he's in the right profession, just hang on in there, baby. Just hold on it. No, you need to go find a man that got the bread. He's already doing it. He's already making it. Yes, you need to be waiting at the finish line. It ain't fair, but life ain't fair. Life is hard. Get a fucking helmet and quit crying about it. You got to go where the money is at. You going to college, not to get no fucking degree. You are going to college to identify the people in these professions that are already making money, and those are the guys you need to be going after. I am, for one, not one of these guys who would tell my daughter to date men your age, because he ain't got no fucking money, and he can't help you. He can't do anything for you. His job, the man's job, is to replace me. That's his responsibility, is to replace me. How can you, he's 24, you're 24, he ain't got no money, he ain't got no house, he got nothing. Sir, you can't replace me, therefore you cannot marry my daughter. I would much rather her go be with a 40-year-old who has a house, who is established, who is in his career, and can actually replace me to take care of my daughter rather than a 24-year-old. I'm done with the potential shit. This potential shit has ruined communities. This potential, just wait on it. No more potential. Go find a man that's getting to the bag now. Go find the man that's in shape now. Go find the man that's running his company now. Don't wait 10 years, because in 10 years, if he decides he doesn't want your old ass anymore, now what do?
So what was the college thing about? You said she should go to college to identify a man in that field, but she's not going to marry that man because he's the same age. I
didn't say he had to be a college age guy. There's all types of people that are walking around these campuses. They're not all college students.
So you're saying go to college to find still an older man who's in the status that you're referring to. So he could be a 40-year-old.
Yeah, she needs to network. She needs to be amongst these people.
That's
she needs
the
to be at charity events. She needs to be at all these types of things. I'm not one of these Greek fraternity sorority guys, but if it's gonna help her network and meet some older guys and others in other fraternities who are established, by all means go right on ahead. But waiting, sacrificing 5 years, 10 years, or he's gonna be a doctor, he's gonna be this. Okay. And then he gets to the money, you don't look how you looked at 21. You ain't got it no more, baby. He don't want you now, but now he getting the bag now. He making $250,000 a year now. Now what do? Not sacrificing my daughter's youth. Sorry.
I would encourage.
And do you want her to get married early?
I want her to get married while she's in her prime, while she has her beauty.
Okay, so what's that?
While she's at the best stage.
Under 25. Under 25.
I would prefer under 25. Yes.
Okay.
All right, come on, RBN. You will say something?
Yeah, I would prefer my daughter when she's about a sophomore, junior in college to start trolling around the grad school. Last year law school students, first year medical residency students, they make money. The hospitals pay them. I would encourage her to go do that. That guy's still older than her. That guy is about to walk in. She still has her youth. She hasn't been ran through. There is a bit of a gauge gap. There's a little bit more maturity and focus on that, Graham. I don't think I necessarily, because I'm a 40-year-old man. I don't want no 24-year-old nothing. I barely want a 24-year-old car. And I like classic cars. You know what I mean? So I think, kudos for you for your daughter, but I'm not so sure if the game is to teach the ladies to go at 25 to go get a 45-year-old man. I mean, I understand the logic and all of that, but I would be more inclined to push my daughter when she's a sophomore or junior in undergrad to start hanging around the fucking grad school, which is what I saw. I went to a predominantly white institution. That's what I saw the white girls doing.
Yeah.
When they got to be, they played freshman year. They played half a sophomore year. Then all of a sudden, you start seeing them girls, at the grad school functions, hanging around. They got boyfriends. Oh, my boyfriend is in the MBA program and all this, that, and the third. My boyfriend's at the medical school. My boyfriend is in grad school at the engineering school. You started seeing that around sophomore year, and a lot of these young white girls, believe it, a good number of them never made it to senior year or graduation because they got married.
Yeah.
They married those dudes and started popping out their babies.
I wanted to say something to Trey and RBN. I really appreciate you men for saying that, because I don't think enough men, I don't think enough people teach that in our community. So I think what you just said, that young women need to be looking for men when they're in college, and they need to be looking at the men that are in their peer group and who they're surrounded with that are successful, and they need to be choosing from those men. I don't think we get taught that enough in the Black community.
Now, Nissa, I'm gonna push back.
I don't know if I heard that. I thought it was two separate things.
I agree with what Trey and Bravado said.
Let me tell you why I'm pushed back slightly, not all the way, right? I think that the reason that doesn't happen in a large group of our women is because of their mama. Ebony K. Williams, which I know a lot of people are the temperature change on that woman. She's up one day, down the other. She don't know what she want to believe. But one of the things that she said that stuck out was when she went to college, her mama told her, damn them boys, damn relationships. I don't give a damn. You go get your education. Don't worry about them men, right? She said, but she kept hearing the white girls say, I'm going to get my ring before spring, right? She said that there was a guy that was really interested in her. He was a law student as well. They were on the same level. And she looks at him now. He's married, got his own practice, making gazoots of money, got a wife, got kids, everything that she wanted to have with him. And the reason she didn't move forward with him is because of her mom in her head. She said, I could hear my mother's voice. No. And she said, she told him that. No, I can't date you. No, I can't do that. I'm focused on my work. And now she's 45 freezing eggs. So if we get families, aunties, and mamas to say, "Hey, baby, if a guy's in your peer group and he's interested in you, baby, you may want to," because them white women, oh, Billy, he's a lawyer too. Oh my God, I want to meet your parents
right away. They don't waste no time, no dilly and dallying.
Oh, beautiful. We can merge these two families together, have two lawyers, my daughter-in-law, my son, and my son. Oh my God.
All I hear is let's merge hella debt together. You bring your debt, I'll bring my debt. Let's just put them together and get married. That don't make no sense to me. I don't understand what the Black community wants. You guys want to close the wealth gap or not? You can't do that if you're perpetually behind the 8 ball, carrying a whole bunch of debt. I don't get it. It don't make no sense to me.
Now, Trey, you just said something. I'm glad you did. All right, because Mr. Bennett and Grooming and Reviews, we had this weekend had to cancel because they're doctors, but they will be on probably week after next, whatever. He called me, Mr. Bennett. I meant to tell you that. Him and his wife both are doctors, and they both they met each other in school, and now they're both practicing doctors. PhD. They went to school and just blew the damn degrees out the water, and they'll be on and they'll be up for questions and everything. So that'll be a good conversation, Mr. Bennett, to have about the debt ratio and what they had to deal with as far as when they graduated and when they became doctors, how long it took them to get out of, just like that would be a great conversation to have with them. They should be on, like I said, not this Sunday because it's Super Bowl Sunday. Mr. Ben's taking a break.
Right.
But we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll let y'all know when they come on. But it's a husband and wife who are doctors. So we'll have that conversation, Trey. That'll be a good one.
I want to chime in on Laws's question about how do women gauge a man. I can only give you my perspective. For 14 years, my dad was a typical rags to riches story. His family came from Sicily to Ellis Island to New York. I remember him telling me that they had to open up the oven door to warm up the apartment. Okay. And I saw my dad get up 14 years every day and get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and come home at 6 o'clock in the afternoon until I was 14, because he ended up retiring at 14, a millionaire, because he ended up, the factory that he was a janitor at ended up being one of the owners and took that factory global. So that is what I gauge a man in. I gauge in ambition. I gain in motivation. If he is willing to get up every day and work hard for his family. My dad used to say, a man, if he has to shovel shit to feed his family, then that's what the fuck he does. And that's how I gauge my men. I mean, I've dated all spectrums of men, rich, poor. But the thing is, the best thing is to know that your man is going to get up and is willing to get up, go out there, make the money, bring it home, and take care of the family. And that's how most women should gauge their men, because you can have money today and tomorrow is all gone. What's then what? What are you going to do? So we're just going to throw the whole man away? So women are delusional, because money doesn't make the man makes the money. And I digress.
Thank you. Embrace the grace. Almanize, I need you to pitch in on this one. What's your take on this situation? Go ahead, hit the mute button.
Okay. I mean, I understand what Grace is saying, because that's what I saw with my grandfather. But in that, I think today, women, let me back up, females don't have what they need to be able to give those type of men what they need for them to be able to go out and deal with the world and do what they need to do and come home and take care of the family. Honestly, I was having this conversation with my sister earlier today. I don't think people getting married because they in love. They getting married just because, I need some help, honestly.
Convenience.
So, this whole money situation, again, I think the money is as important as your understanding of money. Because again, you can have $1 million and have a $2 mindset, and then in 6 months, $1 million is gone. So what have you really done? Or you can start out with 2 people coming together and you got 200,000, and then you have a plan and you work it, and then 5 years later you might have $10 million. So I mean, it's definitely something to be said for having basic common sense and finding somebody who is of like mind, that has a plan that you can get with, and y'all do what y'all need to do, because everybody's not going to find a millionaire that's going to deal with them exclusively the way that women want men to be with them. So I mean, you got to figure out how to get it for yourself. Find somebody who's trying to get it, and y'all come together and work the plan.
That's amazing, because I'm looking at 2 different situations from 2 different systems and getting 2 different outcomes. I'm hearing the fellas saying, use your youth to find your man as quickly as you can. But I'm also hearing the women say, hey, make sure that you're able to provide something to this man of value. My question is which one is right?
Both of them are right. Both of them. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to skin a cat. That's why I didn't argue. I didn't argue with what Trey said, because it's not untrue. But listen, I was one of those guys who was at 25. I was an engineer at 24, and I had my future ahead of me, right? And my wife recognized that. She didn't have to choose me. I wasn't at the finish line, but she didn't shit on me because I wasn't rich already. You know, so if a woman is being geared to do that, that's fine. You know, and but there's probably more guys like me than those guys at the finish line. You're trying to have your woman, your daughter, fine. But if she's looking for it, maybe she'll be lucky. Maybe she'll be blessed. But there's more people who make it up from a starting point than who is already at the finish line. Because my wife's life has been bliss because of my stupid ass, you know, and I wasn't rich when she met me, you know, so she don't have wrinkles on her head because of that shit. You know, so anyway, so there's more than one way to skin a cat. I'm not trying to say one wrong or the other. You need to be some both. Maybe one daughter might find a guy at the finish line, and another one builds with the other guy.
Hey, Loss. This boils down to risk tolerance. At how much risk is a woman willing to take? If she's going to wait around, she's going to take risks. When I decided to invest in the IPO Tesla, I had no idea where this thing was going. It was a risk tolerance. And I had far more risk tolerance than most guys because when Tesla started to fall, most people pulled out. I didn't. I stayed in that stock. I held that stock for over 10 years. And it worked out really well for me because my risk tolerance is different. There are some women who are perfectly okay with being with a man. I got a cousin that was with her dude for 10 years. They had 2 kids, bought a house before they got married. The risk tolerance is different. However, this woman that we just watched this video on, her risk tolerance is different. She's not willing to stick it out. But this idea that as a man, you don't have to get to the bag. Listen, the moment you graduate high school, even it should have started before high school because I had a job in my junior and senior year. I lied to Blockbuster and told him I was older than what I was so I could work. This idea that as a man, we're not talking about getting to the money is crazy to me. At 24, I shouldn't have got no women. I wasn't making no money in the military. I was broke. I shouldn't have had no women. And women have to start looking at these men and telling them, you aren't where you're supposed to be for me. And if you're willing to take this risk and take on this potential thing, you have to understand that the consequences are much more severe for you than they are for him in the long run. Because if it doesn't work out, you have just gave up your youth and time, something you can never get back. We can never get back. I try to get all this money so that I can get what? Control of my time. It wasn't about the lifestyle. I just want to be in control of my time. I got tired of people telling me when I had to ask permission as a police officer to use the bathroom, y'all. I had to ask permission to use the bathroom. I got tired of it. So why are we doing all of this? As a man, your number one focus and priority until you get stable should be getting money. That's it. That's all. Then once you get the money, then you can go get the family. Then you can go do all this other stuff. But we live in a day and time, and it's probably because most of them come from single moms, that they were being told that it's about following your passion and you should be able to go do. No, get a skill, get a trade. If you're going to college for science, technology, engineering, and math, fine. Get it, get to the money, get established, get stable, then go build your family. There's steps to this process. And a lot of guys, if you're like me, we fuck this process up. And we're paying the price. I pay the price every month. I guarantee you I pay the price every month because I fuck this process up. And we're not teaching the young men how to do this properly. Number one, money. Then you can get to everything else.
Appreciate it. RBN,
So
you heard what Trey said.
are we only talking about for the upper echelon here? Because again, if we're talking about 10%,
we got men across the spectrum.
No, I'm saying if 10% of men are making 100K or whatever, if the women are like, go after the guys who have the money, you have all these women. Most women are not going to get these upper echelon men, so they're going to have to come to a point to say, what's the best I can get. I mean, if you're, like you said, if you're 8, 9, or 10, you can play in those arenas where these high earning men are, right? But there's not a lot of them. And I would encourage men you need to be more. You need to raise the bar from 10% to 15 or whatever it is. But most guys are not in that category. So most people are average. So that it seems like what you're saying, Trey, again, I'm not disagreeing with it, theoretically, but most people are average at best. So what do those people do? And that's the majority of people. That's the bell curve.
How about we just stop trying to be average? How about we try to be something better? How about try to be something better than average? How about we stop settling for mediocrity in our
Trey,
community?
hold on a minute, man. Hold on a minute.
I'm not listening to people who.
Hold on a fucking minute, man.
I'm not listening to people who are okay with mediocrity.
We gotta stop this bullshit,
if you're overweight, you're settling for mediocrity. If you don't read a book at least once a month, you're settling for mediocrity. I'm not listening to y'all. Like, I'm done with this. The black community has suffered for decades because motherfuckers are lazy and don't want to work. They don't want to put in the work. How are you single with no kids and you working less than 60 hours a week? Make it make sense to me.
Trey, you out here with the same fucking mindset that some of these women got, and that is
bullshit. This has nothing to do with the fucking
let me
women.
finish,
That's
Trey?
The problem. No,
Trey, let me
you're
finish.
You're not gonna make an incendiary comment like that and think I'm not gonna respond.
Well,
absolutely
maybe
not.
You
want to call me a fucking woman? You want to say that I'm gonna come right back at you about this shit? No, fuck that. Stop telling these grown ass men to stop being weak. Get to the bag. Nothing else matters. I don't give a fuck what your age is. Nothing else matters. And motherfuckers like you who give them an excuse, that's the problem. We got grown men telling young boys, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You got time. You got time. Most guys don't make millions of dollars until they're 50 years old. Blah, 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 blah. No, your focus should be square. Stability. How the fuck you got a family and you ain't stable? This woman described an unstable man, 2 kids, $50 a month. Ridiculous. He shouldn't be dating nobody. She even said, I'll work with you. I'll work with you. Just drive a Pizza Hut at night. She was willing to work with this clown. He shouldn't be able to touch a woman. He should have to walk around like this. Don't even look at women. Only thing you can look at is a motherfucking job. That's it. Weak men. The women are empowered because the men are weak.
Come on, RBN.
No, I know. I want because I want this motherfucker to get it all the way out. Because I'm the motherfucker over here. So I want this motherfucker to go ahead and get it all the way out of his system.
If motherfucker hurt your feelings, you need to grow up.
Oh, it did hurt, nigga. A motherfucker can't hurt my feelings.
Great, then get off of it and make your point. If it didn't hurt your fucking feelings, get off of it and make your fucking point, motherfucker.
Go ahead, motherfucker.
Make your point then. If it didn't hurt your feelings.
Get it out, Trey.
Weak ass, soft ass niggas, man. And we be giving this shit to the youngins.
Get it out,
why
Trey.
They can't get the shit figured out. Because the older niggas are soft.
Get it out, Trey. Exercise your demons, bro.
I did work my ass through engineering school. I don't know, man. That shit, man. Being the only black guy in the department, I didn't feel that soft at the time, but now the Trey beat the shit out of me. Yeah, I'm soft as a motherfucker, man.
Well, no, because Trey don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because here's the thing. Back to his original point of saying that brothers need to be what I disagree with was talking about an average brother is somehow mediocrity. If every brother out here goes out and earns $100,000, guess what everybody becomes then? Average. Average does not necessarily mean that you're suffering in fucking mediocrity, Trey. You are a fucking police officer. That was not average. Even though your fucking pay was average, what the fuck you was doing as a man, what you decided to do, putting your life on the line, that shit wasn't fucking average. There are niggas out here doing the community building, and because they only make $60,000 or $70,000 a year, that don't make them somehow mediocre. So we sit up here, our women sit up here and shit on motherfuckers making $50,000, $60,000 a year when they're not attaching that to a goddamn trade, like a teacher, a firefighter, a police officer, electrician. Those motherfuckers are not fucking mediocre. They're not low-level dudes. While I agree with you that we need to earn as much capital as we can, we got to be fucking careful about the fact that we're just saying that average is somehow weak or somehow beneath or not making the mark. Average is not that. You got at least one woman on the panel whose husband makes average fucking money and she calls him a king because he is. And I'm not telling no young motherfucker to sit around on his ass and be in his mama's house until you're 40 fucking years old. So we're gonna have these goddamn conversations. Let's be careful how we talk. And ain't nothing weak about that, motherfucker.
If you're, let me say this: as a police officer, I never made more than $75,000. Never. That my base salary when I joined. My base salary when I joined the police department was $55,000.
And you weren't an average dude.
What do you think? How much money do you think I made after taxes, Medicare, and I have a child?
I understand.
How much money
all of
do you
that.
think I had?
No, you know what I did?
Trey, you know what I did that wasn't average? I sat my motherfucking ass down on Fridays and Saturday nights, and I read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I read books so I could learn. You got a bunch of young motherfuckers out here that are lazy and are partying on weekends. And the reason why they're doing it is because grown men are telling them, you got time. And this isn't average. Yes, motherfucker, $40,000, $50,000 is average. And as far as I'm concerned, your average ass can't date my fucking daughter. Don't bring your average ass around my family because I don't want it. I want the best for my child.
And no one is saying
and your
that.
$50,000 a year ass ain't the best.
And $70K a year, man, that is some good brother shit. Not everybody, and just because a motherfucker can't earn what I earn or get what you get, that don't make those brothers less than. It takes
Stop making excuses for weak niggas. Stop making excuses for them.
So your fellow police officer brethren that you left behind, you saying all of them motherfuckers are weak niggas.
I'm saying if they're not getting to the bag outside.
Yep, you are. We're done.
Okay,
Trey,
that's
being
fine.
crazy tonight.
I'll answer the question though.
Trey,
if they aren't getting to the bag, which most of them are, by the way, because most of the police officers have second jobs. They have part-time jobs. They are real estate agents. They're real estate investors. That's the part y'all don't know about a lot of these officers. They have extra jobs on the side to make more money. They are getting to the work. I know guys that would go work 10, 12-hour shifts and then go work another 10-hour shift doing security for an apartment building, getting to the money. Tired as hell. We taking turns sleeping on duty because they tired. The fact of the matter is you got a bunch of young motherfuckers out here. If you're working less than 60 hours a week and you ain't got no kids, you are fucking pathetic. Get to the bag. Get to work. I don't understand how you are under 30 with no kids and you working 30 hours a week. That's ridiculous.
I don't think you're hearing, Trey. I don't think you can hear it. I don't think you're hearing. Because no one is saying that if you are a fella with no children and you are in your 20s to early 30s, that you shouldn't be doing a lot more for yourself other than just sitting around wasting time. No one is disagreeing with you on that. But let's not sit there and pretend like a guy who chose to do what you left for a living, for a career, that somehow that guy is weak, or a guy that's got to go teach your daughter in the school system that motherfucker is weak.
If that's all he's doing, he's weak.
No, that is not weak, Trey.
If $44,000, if $50,000 is enough for him, that shit is weak.
If you think a fucking teacher,
I'm saying, listen, I'm saying you can clip it, black man. Clip it. If you're a black man and you are comfortable with making $50,000 a year, you are a weak ass, punk ass motherfucker. You need to get to the money. I'm saying it. You can come for me. I don't care. I'm telling you, you're weak as fuck. $50,000 is not enough. And especially when you live in the United States of America with all this opportunity here. I said this before. If you're a 40-year-old man and you don't have a net worth of $250,000, you are a punk ass, weak ass motherfucker. What are you doing?
Trey, there are brothers out here who are the guy that came out to do some work on my house. The guy that came out to do work on my house today. This dude, he probably, because he's a self-proprietary business, he probably grosses about 100, 110 based on rough estimates, but after taxes, he's clearing 50 a year. It's not a weak man. A weak man is the man who won't get up and do nothing. The weak man who won't get up and go do the extra stuff. A weak man is not a man who decides to become an educator or decides to become an electrician or engineer or anything like this. That is not a weak man, Trey. A dollar amount does not make a man weak. What makes him weak is what he does.
And that's why the black community is behind. That's exactly why the black
community
this is why other communities, this is why politicians will continue to keep shitting on us.
If that's the case,
they will never stop because we got motherfuckers saying 50,000 is enough.
Then, okay,
50,000 is enough,
Trey,
fellas. I'm gonna concede. It's okay.
I'm gonna concede the point to you. So if that's the reason why our community is weak, I'm gonna concede the point to you. Then how come the average white man only makes about 55 a year?
I don't give a fuck what the average white man makes.
I know, but
I'm talking about the average black man.
Our community is weak, so
I'm talking about the average black man.
And they only
Why
make
are we comfortable
more
with
than we do?
50,000 when we live in the richest country in the world? Why are we comfortable with 50,000?
That bullshit, Trey. I'm not.
Why are you comfortable with it?
First of all, Trey,
I was never comfortable with 50,000.
I'm not comfortable with people shitting on hardworking brothers who chose a specific profession.
Well, then don't be comfortable with it because I'm gonna keep shitting on you. If the work that you got is the best you can do is 50,000, you ain't shit. Get to work. You need to go get another job and go make more money.
No, the person who
your focus needs to be getting to the bag, and you need to be taking that money and you need to be investing that money so that money works harder for you than you work for it. There is no excuse. I come from a single mother. We was poor. I wore Payless shoes until I got to fucking high school. There's no fucking excuse. I don't want to hear that shit. I never met my father. I've never had anybody around. I had to get that shit done.
Some therapy,
I don't want to fucking hear it. I'm tired of hearing black men make fucking excuses for being weak and broke. But you want to be out here fucking? How that work?
And first of all, Trey,
how you out here getting pussy and you ain't got no fucking money?
First of all, Trey, there's a whole slew of professions out here that's not earning $200,000 a year, and they're not fucking
How about
weak.
that?
The person is weak is the man who shits on a hardworking brother. That's who the motherfucker that's weak.
I'm shitting on him. I'm shitting on a man who thinks that the only level of hard work is getting a mediocre job. If you're telling me that making 50,000 is hard work, then yes, I'm shitting on you. I will shit on you if you think that the cap is 50,000. Yes. I will never shit on the man who is working his ass off and he's doing 60, 65 plus hours a week. I'm not going to shit on that dude. He's working his ass off. But I'm not going to compare the 65-hour guy to the 40-hour guy. I'm not doing it. They're not the same level. You can promote that bullshit on your channel. Promote that bullshit on weak-ass niggas on your channel. I'm not with that shit.
You are sitting up
if you're not getting to the bag, I don't want to fucking hear it. My friends can't do it. I don't hang out with them. I told them straight up, y'all niggas not making enough money. Told them straight to their face. Y'all not making enough money. You are very comfortable with your job. Now, each and every one of them has their own real estate property. And you know what they said to me? You was right, Trey. We was being lazy. I didn't want to get to the work. I didn't want to read the books. I didn't want to educate myself. I'm glad that you said something to us, Trey, because had you not, I wouldn't have strived to be better. And all of them are married and have kids. And their kids are better off for it.
Trey.
Weak shit.
Trey, the man who's responsible for your electricity in your house is weak. The man who fucking built your house is weak. The man for the plumbing that's coming through your house is weak. The fucking maintenance guy that you call for repairs is weak. The dude that got to replace your roof is weak. The fucking police officer that got to come protect your daughter.
I worked with them. Weak as fuck.
And guess
if he
what,
only
Trey?
Making 50,000 a year.
You know
the reason why I wasn't a state trooper.
Trey,
you know what
you shut the fuck up and let somebody talk?
No, I'm not shutting the fuck up.
Yeah, well, you need to shut the fuck up, man.
You know the reason why I wasn't a state trooper? I wasn't a state trooper because they only made $40,000 a year. So I was like, nah, I can't work here. Sorry, y'all don't make no fucking money.
Talking nonsense.
No, y'all weak motherfuckers who keep perpetuating
the only weak
this
motherfuckers
bullshit with
one
these
that's up
youngins
here
instead of telling them to get to work.
Can't have an intellectual conversation.
These motherfuckers.
That's the weak motherfucker, Mr. I read a book a week.
I'm not trying to have an intellectual conversation with your retarded ass. I don't give a fuck about that. The fact of the matter is that you don't want to tell black men to do better other than being average and being mediocre. But then you want to shit on the women though. Y'all quick to shit on the fucking women when y'all niggas ain't making no fucking money. I don't get that. That makes no sense.
That lets me know right there. That lets me know
you
right
will
there that
you will shit on a woman in a heartbeat.
That's what
you are right there.
Trey turning this on over here.
That's what he need to do.
But you won't tell these men to get off their fucking ass and go work.
My man is going.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
My man is getting it.
No, he over there just running his fucking mouth, but he ain't saying nothing.
Fuck out of here. These
he just
niggas
running
is
his
weak
mouth.
out here.
He running his mouth, but he ain't saying shit.
Weak. And
He
niggas
just
like
running
you
his fucking
perpetuate
mouth
that
and he ain't
bullshit.
saying shit.
You
That's what
perpetuate
the
weak
fuck
ass
Trey
niggas,
doing.
which is why we got a whole fucking generation of weak niggas coming up behind us
No,
because
we got
nobody's
a
telling
bunch
them
of weak
to
motherfuckers because
stop
they don't know how to
focusing
shut
on
the fuck up
pussy
like
and
you.
get to the fucking work. These
They don't know how to
motherfuckers
shut the
can't
fuck up
build
like
nothing.
you, Trey.
They can't cut grass. They can't do shit. They can't change the oil. They can't change the tire. They can't do shit. These motherfuckers can't do 3 times 3 times 3. These motherfuckers can't name 3 countries. They can't do a motherfucking thing because weak niggas like you won't tell them the truth. You motherfuckers are retarded and you won't get to work.
And their
But
lies.
hey, mediocre is okay though.
But
It's
their
okay to be
lies.
mediocre.
But their
It's all right. It's
Trey,
okay to be average.
Trey.
Fuck out of here. I'm done, man. I'm done talking to average ass niggas.
You are
All right,
not. You are
average.
not done.
From now
You are
on, I'm
not
calling
done
you real
because you won't
average
shut the
network.
fuck up long
You're
enough
the
to
real
be done.
average network from now on.
You won't shut the fuck up long enough to be done. First of all,
go ahead, average. Get it out.
No, fuck you, bitch. I get it. Fuck you, man. The only thing this
Come
motherfucker
on,
can
average.
talk
Get it
about,
out. Spit it out, average.
the only thing this motherfucker can talk about, and let me tell you something, Trey. There's no shame in being when you are a hardworking brother. And second of all, if you actually knew where I stood about holding men accountable, you wouldn't run your fucking mouth like that. If you actually understood where I stood about holding men accountable, if you actually paid attention to anything I've ever said on my channel, it's never not about not holding men accountable to their shit. I'm one of the first motherfuckers to come out in full throatedly talk about black men not being accountable to the fact that they won't acknowledge that their mamas are a bunch of fucking hoes. And I'm one of the first ones to talk about how weak men are because they won't stand up to their goddamn women. Don't talk to me about that when you don't know. When you don't fucking know, when you just want to sit over there and run your fucking mouth and shit on hardworking brothers. The blue-collar everyday brother ain't a weak motherfucker. The motherfucker who shits on them, they're the weak motherfuckers. We got real weak men in our fucking community, and you want to sit around and talk about a teacher or a police officer or engineer or a plumber or a man like my father who's a diesel mechanic. It's fucking weak. No, the nigga who talks shit about them is weak. Get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody ever said that men should never get no more money. But sit there and knock on a motherfucker profession just because you don't approve of it? Man, go kick rocks. Man, go fucking delete yourself over that bullshit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. They got it
by
out.
the way, nigga, don't get sick and come to the hospital because this average ass nigga's gonna be the one that have to save your goddamn life.
All right.
I'm done having conversations with motherfuckers who think that average is okay. Because the fact of the matter is that if you're average, you ain't working hard.
We were done.
Plain and simple. Average people who work hard aren't average. People who are hard working, they aren't average. You want to perpetuate average motherfuckers, go right on ahead. And you don't have to worry about me coming to your hospital. You want to know why? I actually take care of myself. I'm not an average motherfucker who's sitting around. You would be first one to go to a hospital with your fat ass. You would be the first one. You would be the first one to get a fucking heart attack, motherfucker. Have you looked in the mirror lately? 3 flights of stairs will kill your motherfucking ass. Are you serious right now?
Trey, don't get sick.
Fuck out of here.
And come in.
Fat boy, you can't talk shit to me about nothing. I will run circles around you.
Especially because you don't understand how shit can go left.
Listen, can you touch your toes, motherfucker?
You don't know the fuck you're talking about because you're dumb. You don't know shit.
Right, man.
You don't know the first fucking thing about what the fuck I'm talking about.
You know what? I wish you would get an average diet so your ass would lose some fucking weight. How about that? I know what's not average in your life. Your fucking diet. You eating a lot.
Your fucking mentality and your mindset.
You eating a lot.
Your mentality and your mindset.
You can't save no lives in the hospital because you was probably in the break room having a snack.
No, nigga, we don't get breaks what I do.
Fuck out of here.
All right, thank you guys.
You should be a little bit more creative with your insults, Trey. We get skinny, healthy motherfuckers all the time in there with very bad problems.
Well, why don't you be a skinny, healthy motherfucker first?
Oh, yeah, come on through, man. I hope you don't because I hope you never need them because ain't none but average motherfuckers got to come in there.
I hope you never need them.
You ain't got to worry about me, brother. You don't.
You can't save yourself, retard.
No, I cannot.
Okay,
Wow.
now guys. Okay,
All right, man.
Motherfuckers always got
Watch
shit
your
to say.
breeze, man.
We done.
Let's go.
You
man.
average,
Black man.
motherfucker. And you comfortable
Hold on,
with it.
Trey.
That's why you
Hold on.
fighting
We
so
done got
hard
comfortable
for
Trey,
calling each other
You
names now.
fighting so hard for
man.
this shit because
Yeah.
you
Come on,
want
It's
to.
time to
Hey,
move on,
And you
man.
want
Yeah,
to keep
let's
being one of
move
them. I
on.
don't
Let's move
understand
on.
why. Y'all motherfuckers do not want to get better. I can't be around shit like this.
Then go away, Trey.
I can't be around motherfuckers who think average
Then
is
go
okay.
away.
It's not okay. You young
Go
motherfuckers
away,
who think
sweetheart.
average is not okay.
Go ahead,
It's not
sunshine. Go
okay.
away. You can go
Keep
away,
listening
sunshine.
to motherfuckers who telling you promoting average. Keep listening to them.
Ain't nobody promoting average trade.
Your
You're
fat
talking
ass
about
is absolutely promoting average.
You're talking
You're
about
not even above average in your own fucking life. I can look at you and tell you fat motherfucker, you not above average.
you know it's
You don't put
everybody
in no fucking work.
everybody
You
a
become
Tony
above
behind
average
the
and then come back
keyboard.
and fucking talk.
Everybody
We
a
got 10
Tony
seconds.
behind the
When's
keyboard.
the last
We got
time
10
you ever done
seconds.
anything to help your own
And we're
fucking
gonna start
ass?
shutting
Man,
mics
come
off.
on,
Fuck
hit
out of
the
here, man.
controls,
Everybody's
man.
a fucking
Let's
tough Tony behind the
Let's move
goddamn
on.
keyboard.
Let's move
Everybody's
on.
fucking tough
Even
Tony
if,
behind
even
the
if I,
goddamn keyboard.
motherfucker, you
Ah,
can't last more than a minute. Your fat ass will run out of breath. You
are
want to
you
fight?
sure about that?
That's what you want
Trey,
to do?
Okay, hold on.
You
you
want
want
to
to
put
put
on
that to the
gloves?
test?
Great.
You don't do
God.
shit physical,
You
motherfucker.
want to
Eat
put that
good.
to
Hold on, guys.
Trey,
Hold on,
you
guys.
want to
Hold
put
on.
that to
The,
the
Hold
the,
on.
test?
most,
Hold
the
on.
most physical thing you do every day is eat
Trey.
food. And
Trey,
you
hold
want
on,
to
Trey.
fight me?
You want to put that to the
Hold on,
Good
Trey.
test?
luck, motherfucker.
God,
Hold on,
I'll
Trey.
knock
Hold
you
on,
out.
Trey.
I'll knock
Trey.
you out in the first fucking
Stop.
round.
Hold on, Trey.
Your
Trey.
heavy
Hold on,
ass
Trey.
carrying all
No.
that fucking fat.
Let the
Talking about you
child
want to
go.
fight.
This is
Oh, huffing and puffing ass niggas. Man, shut up.
Y'all, hold on. We got to get some order in here. All right. Y'all had it, man. Y'all went at it. Okay, cool.
Hello,
Hopefully
Grant.
one day y'all can hug and kiss it out. Grant is in the building tonight, man. And thank you for being here. Before Grant goes, though, I want to get everybody else in here. Their thoughts on what you just heard, or if you want to add anything to what was said in the last. I'm gonna say 5 minutes. But prior to those 5 minutes, take heed. What do you have? What do you want to say?
Wow. I just want to say wow first. And then I want to say that there's only a small percentage of men that are six figures or more than six figures. There are many men who are blue collar and they're average Joes, but they are giants to their family. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like the fact that we'll sit up here and say that they're nothing because they make 50,000 or whatever. And I'm gonna share something with you. This is the mindset of some of our women, and for them thinking like this, that they need a man that's making six figures, that they need a man making a certain amount of money, they're gonna miss their blessing. There's a lot of women right now that have that mindset that is my age now, wish that they would have took the man who made less and build a dynasty with him. Now, I'm not saying that the man, because he make a certain amount, that he shouldn't strive for something greater, because my king, he works at the post office. He works at the post office, but we have a family business. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with Trey in some aspects of, yes, you should add more, but I don't think that a man who goes to work every day and work his ass off is an average man, that he don't deserve anything. I don't believe that. If you go to work every day and you strive to take care of your family, when your back, when your feet, when your head hurt, everything hurt, and you still going to work, my brother, I tip my hat off to you. I can't sit up here and say, oh, because he's a police officer, the fire department, garbage man, that he ain't shit. No, you ain't gonna hear me say that. I'm gonna congratulate him and tell him, brother, keep doing what you gotta do. Because the same people that we want these men to make all this money. The women want them to make all this money, but some of the women don't even qualify for these men. Some of these women only bring home like 20K, 30K, and you want somebody to make six figures. You have never seen this type of money before. So I mean, I agree with Trey on the aspect of we should work a little harder Okay, but when you sit up here and say that a man who makes 50K is not enough, that's not fair. That's not fair. I don't believe that. I could never believe that.
It's 40 hours a week hard work and
he
take
doesn't
heed.
give a fuck. Take heed that
It's 40 hours a week.
that $50,000
It's 40 hours
isn't
a week
fair.
hard work and take heed.
According to him,
it's 40 hours a week
guys like your
hard work.
husband and my father, that they're weak fucking men. That's that he doesn't care that it's not
If
fair.
they work
That's what he's broken at.
If they work 40 hours a week and that's the best that they could do, that shit is weak. It's 40 hours a week hard work.
This is why he's broken.
It's 40 hours a week hard work. Take heed.
Trey, what kind of work is the man doing though?
It doesn't matter. It's 40 hours a week hard work.
Yes, it is.
40 hours a week is average because everybody works 40 hours a week. It's average. It's mediocre.
I'm not gonna.
All jobs ain't the same.
What are we talking about?
All jobs ain't the same.
When y'all was talking, I let y'all.
So if he has a job and it's 40 hours a week and all he can do is max out 40 hours a week.
Let her get it out, Trey. Hold on, Trey. She trying to tell you something. She trying to tell you something. Go ahead, Trey.
I let you speak. I'm saying that this is the wrong mindset in our culture to think this. I'm just saying it because our young women.
But being mediocre is okay.
Come on now, be respectful. I didn't cut you off. I'm saying that we should not get out here and give our girls false hope because a lot of our brothers are not bringing home six figures. And this is why we get up here on social media platforms and disgrace our men. I'm not sitting up here telling you he should only make a certain amount of money. I'm not saying that. But when you get with a man that's making this amount of money and y'all combine together, you become a force. That's all I'm saying. It's teamwork. But I mean
that sounds real feminist to me.
You're gonna have your opinion. I'm gonna have mine. But what I'm going to teach
do me a favor. Women, don't bring y'all average ass sons around my daughter. Please.
No.
It ain't gonna.
No.
It's not gonna fly.
No.
It ain't gonna fly.
Let me share something with you.
We can do this all day.
Trey, let me share something with you, baby. Your daughter, for the way that you teach her, I pray she don't miss out. The way that you teach her in your mindset, I pray she don't miss out. Because a lot of women, they
would miss out on an average man.
Miss an opportunity. A lot of women today miss the opportunity of having a good man because they worried about how much money he bring home, or if he's a fireman, or if he's a police officer. You don't make enough. I can't be with you, and you will miss out on your blessing. I always tell women that. Always tell them that. Because sometimes they just read the outer shell of the man and not read what's inside, and they will miss the blessing. That's just my take on it.
Can I ask you a question? If you read the outer shell of a man and you know that this man is hardworking and dedicated to his craft and is willing to do and sacrifice what other men are not willing to do, what does that say about that man? The man who's willing to work 60 hours a week while all of his colleagues and all the people he works around, they're working 40. What does that say about that man?
No, Trey, you got the whole thing confused.
No. You just made the point that you don't want my daughter to miss her. You don't want her to miss her blessing. You want her to take notice of the man, right? The character of the man. I'm asking you, a man who works hard and is willing to outwork his competitors and his colleagues. What does that say about that man?
Trey, you just mixed up everything I just said. When if he's doing 60 hours a week, right? That doesn't make him anything. How can I explain this? It's a blessing if he can work 60 hours. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. But the man who works 40 hours is still good as well. It doesn't make sense. Why are we arguing back and forth with the same thing? He's working. He's trying to provide for his family.
Who's working harder, the 60-hour-a-week man or the 40-hour-a-week man?
The 60-hour-a-week man could just be there doing bullshit. He's just there for 60 hours.
Okay, I'm done.
I'm just saying.
Y'all just making excuses at this point. The fact of the matter is, take heed. The man who's working 60 hours a week while everybody else is working 40 has a better character because he is willing to sacrifice and work harder than everybody else around him. That's just the truth.
Trey, calm down. Calm down, Trey.
Like this thought process we have. Why are we not telling men go to work and work harder than everybody else?
You're not the only brother that tells men that. There are a lot of content creators that tell men they should work. They should go to work. They should do what they got to do to take care of their own. You're not the only one that's saying that. I don't know where you're getting that from. You're not the only content creator that tells men you got to be on your grind to have a woman. I'm not disagreeing with you, baby. I'm not. But I'm telling you, we should not be promoting that men that do 40 hours or they have a certain type of job that they're average.
No, what he's saying is that they're weak. Take heed. He's saying they're weak. He's saying they're weak. Take heed.
Yes, they're weak.
That's what I was
He's saying that they're weak.
Yes, because the man that's working 60 hours is running circles around you.
So
and you have no excuse.
You didn't say 60 hours. You said it's the job.
I've been arguing 60 hours the entire time.
You said the job they had that made them weak.
Because if that's all they can do, yes. Listen, I was a police officer. They gave me 40 hours a week. I was not content with that. So I had to go do other things. I worked overtime at Stadium Nightclub. I had to go make more money. If you're telling me that you are comfortable with working your 40 hours a week, I don't give a damn what your career is. That's not good enough. Go get more money. Average
Trey,
is not
Trey,
okay.
you saying the caveat to that is because I heard you say if a single man is working less than 40 hours a week, he weak. But what is your mindset on a man who has a wife and children? Should he extend himself to work the same amount of hours?
Listen, I worked with a lot of guys. I worked with a lot of guys that had wives and kids, and they still managed to pump out at least 50. I watched them do it all the time. Now, granted, the support systems may be different depending on your wife,
right?
How she works, what the job is, and the kids and the age of the kids. I can understand all that, right? But I watched grown men who had families, married, and they were still able to get at least 50 hours. The fact of the matter is that if you're doing what everybody else is doing, that would be average, and that's not okay. We got to stop. We got to stop pushing that in this community and saying, "Well, it's okay. It's just working 40 hours like everybody else is."
Black man unfiltered. We're
TJ,
not disagreeing.
Yeah. One second, TJ. I'm gonna let you get it. Hold it right there though, because Grant came in. Thank you for being here tonight. Grant wanted to respond to what he was hearing you and Trey talk about, and then you could respond back after Grant. Grant, go ahead.
Yeah, I think obviously. I don't think either Trey or RBN are incorrect. I think the temperature of the room got a little bit hotter than I think possibly necessary. I think if Trey, I would say for Trey, if he wants his daughter to be with a certain cohort of men, I have no problems with that. I think we've tried to come down on one archetype of person, and then we argue over if everyone's going to be that archetype. Now, I will disagree with Trey in saying that working over 40 is reflective of someone's quality of as a human being, etc. I think that's a little more nuanced. I think for life, I think we could admit that some people work 40 hours and do relatively well. Correct. And I think we could also agree that some people work 80 hours and still produce nothing. And so the hours or some that may not be quite the example we could use, but I also think everyone should have the right or the ability to sort of frame the world that they want their kids to be in, and I don't see any problems with that. And I think we shouldn't argue over that position. But then I would also say for RBN, who I think ultimately is attempting to show off the sort of that average men are worthwhile to some extent. I hope I'm not misrepresenting what RBN was saying, that we shouldn't use language that is demeaning towards them because they don't fit within that particular cohort. I do think part of encouraging young men to think differently about themselves in the context of with dating or context of just being a good human or a good citizen, it requires us to be a little bit more thoughtful and nuanced, correct? because we want to create young men who are thoughtful and nuanced. Because it requires you to be thoughtful, caring, hardworking, to be a good parent, to be a good citizen, to be a good everything. And so I think we need to frame up ourselves in a way that doesn't really put us in a position to be one or two things, when I think the world is far more dynamic than I think we're giving. I think than sort of the argument went to. So, and I think for a panel that makes the claim, and I could be wrong, that I think believes that this is some of the better Black men that can be offered up, I do think we should set a standard, correct? How we communicate with each other, how we articulate a position, how we're able to deal with situations that become emotional. So how do we set those standards for the young men that we claim that we're trying to help? And I do think that would be the only sort of area where I would sort of have a contention. But again, I'm not here to police anyone's behavior. I'm just pointing out what I believe are sort of my opinions on sort of how we interact.
Yeah, I don't do that gentle parenting bullshit.
Well, I was supposed to be next, but thank you.
Spit it out, Average. Let's go.
Trey,
fuck yourself,
go,
Trey.
bro.
You
Let
can
it
do that.
go, man.
You can go.
Oh,
you can go straight up and fuck yourself, dude. What I was gonna say
I
is,
still wouldn't be average even if I did that. But go ahead.
What I was gonna say was,
come on, bro. Let the man get it out.
No, he talking shit because he can't get touched right now. That's all that is.
Motherfucker, you couldn't touch me anyway.
Oh my! Hey, come back. Look, TJ,
No. Don't take sides because that's your boy, Black man.
What you say?
Your man is the one talking violence. I'm not the one talking
No,
violence.
I ain't taking no sides. I said TJ and Trey.
Because his fat ass is frustrated because I keep calling him average. He's average as fuck.
I don't care about being average. That's the thing.
Trey.
Let me get to my point before.
I'm not defending them, Trey. I'm not. I said TJ and Trey.
Yeah, Black Man Unfiltered. Let me get to my point before the sister goes off again. But truth be told,
and I still wouldn't be an average sister.
Truth be told, within the context of what we're discussing, not the personal fucking jabs we're going back and forth, but in the context of what we're actually discussing, I don't believe me and Trey are that fucking far apart on what we believe.
We are in weight.
In what we believe. I actually believe.
Stop.
He can't help himself. He's a child. You can't help himself.
And I wouldn't be an average child either. Average. Come on, man. Split it out. You doing all this talking and get to the point.
I believe Trey and I are on. I think we're not that far apart. I believe we both believe that we want Black men to be pushed to the best standard that they have. Where we differ at is what that looks like. I'm all about holding brothers accountable for their shit. I'm all about wanting brothers to be able to provide for them and their families to the best of their ability. Not every Black man is going to make it into the six-figure or high six-figure category. And that does not diminish him as a man because he won't make it there. There's what 12% of all men in this country are in that bracket to begin with. We're not all going to make it. That doesn't diminish the role of who the guy is. Do I believe collectively as Black men that we need to be setting a message about not shooting for mediocrity and being average or being in the middle of the pack or being what the majority of the country is? That doesn't make you weak. You're right there with everybody else. And Black men white men and Black men are earning because they're the other community. Our earning is they're not that far apart. It's like $6,000 to $8,000 separation in money. It's so I don't understand. My thing is when I hear about mediocrity, I think about the motherfucker that's 35, 40 years old living in his mama's basement. I think about the 40-year-old, 50-year-old dude who's still working at Dollar General in the grocery bag. I think about the guy who won't provide for his children. I think about that guy. That's who I think is mediocrity. I don't think that my next door neighbor who's a 10th grade science teacher is weak because he chose to go educate these gremlins in the damn community. I don't think that brother is weak for doing that. Yes, there's a cap on his money that he's going to be able to earn, but I don't think he's weak for that. But and so that's why I say, well, we got to be careful about how we label things and what we call weekend.
No, you got to be careful. I don't got to be shit.
You ain't got to. No, you don't.
I don't give a fuck what your job title is. If your salary is $50,000 a year and you're settling for that, working 40 hours, your shit is weak. Plain and simple.
That's your opinion.
And I'm not moving off that.
And you
go
don't
get
have
another
to,
job.
You don't
and
have
go
to
work
move
harder.
off of that
You
trade.
know, Kobe Bryant once said, "I work harder than all you motherfuckers in practice. I'm not passing you the fucking ball because I know that you're not working as hard as I am.
You ain't.
I'm not paying. I'm not dealing. I'm not dealing with motherfuckers who are not willing to put in the same amount of work. You know why a lot of these channels, why some are better than others? Because it's the work ethic. A lot of these channels on YouTube, the work ethic is different. Some people are working much harder at this YouTube thing than others are, but then want to complain because they're not getting the same benefits. No, motherfucker, you aren't working as hard. Plain and simple.
I don't blame the narrative. I don't disagree with the narrative that if you are single and childless and that you should not be working more than 40 hours a week. I don't disagree with that, not one bit. I don't disagree with that, not one bit. I don't disagree with a married man working 60 hours a week or whatever the case may be to take care of his family. You do what you got to do to take care of your family. When I was on an earlier podcast with a young lady called the Mortgage Boss. We were talking about sacrifice. We're talking about sacrifice, and men are sometimes, and we're talking about what I had to go through that my wife could not make it through, which was me not being at home for 6 days out of the week straight, and only coming home 1 day a week because of what I was building for myself. Because what I was building for myself, and ultimately what she should have been able to benefit from now, but she wasn't built that way to sustain that. To be with a guy who's gone from the home 6 days a week. She couldn't deal with that. So we got to be careful on how we talk and how we do this shit. And that doesn't, just because we want to be careful with it, that doesn't mean we don't hold men to an account for their shit. And it doesn't mean that we don't encourage them to strive to be the best that they can be in their chosen field. Everything is, the Bible talks about it in great detail, talking about the love of money is the root of all evil. You know, we have moved into a phase of life where we are blindly obsessed with money. Money equals your value as a human being. And I'm just rejecting that shit outright. And I'm not going to sit here and
do me a favor. Don't invite me to the average cookout. I don't want to be around a bunch of people who think that average is okay. Don't invite me to anything. I can never be around motherfuckers who think like you. I can't do it. I know that I will outwork you every day of the week because you think average is okay. You motherfuckers are trying to make it seem like that y'all saying we saying the same thing. We're not saying the same thing. I am not talking about an actual salary number. I never once said 100,000. I never once said that. I talked about hours worked. That's what I said. I never said everybody's gonna make $100,000. Never once said it. I'm talking about hours worked.
Trey, let me ask you a question. You said you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right?
Yes.
I did too, right? What was the difference between the rich dad and his poor dad? Which one worked the most and which one worked the least?
The poor dad worked the most.
Okay.
What's your point?
The point is that you're arguing from the position where you said you invested your money, so your money makes you money, right?
How did I get the money, Loss?
Exactly. You worked.
I had to work.
Exactly. But at the same time, you're telling these other people, hey, if you're not working 60 hours a week all the time, you have less value. Right?
No. Again, we're hearing what we want to hear.
Well, let me ask you this to be clear. Then
young men is very clear.
No. Let me ask you this to be clear.
You have no kids.
Trey, let me ask you this to be clear.
The last thing you should be doing is chasing women, and you should be working. And when you get to a stable point, which is the word I use a million times, you get to a stable point, then you can invest your money. I say all the time that your money should be working harder for you than you work for it. I never once said that you like.
Trey, let me ask you a question. No. Let me ask you a question.
I'm gonna let y'all have it. Apparently, average is okay. No. I didn't say that. I'm not comfortable with that shit. I don't like doing average. I don't want to be around average. Keep your average ass thoughts and mentality. Keep that shit far away from me.
I'm not trying to change your mind.
That shit.
I'm not trying to change your mind.
Dad, poor dad, but that has nothing to do with anything.
No, I'm not. I'm asking for a point of reference because the question I need to ask you is this. Is the person who make the most money more valuable than the person who doesn't?
It depends. I know we want to say, like, for instance, I would say that blue collar workers are more important and more valuable. I believe that blue collar workers are the backbone and the spine of the country. I'll be the first to say that, right? Okay. So in that particular case, but if you have a corporate job and you're a bean counter, your job is not as important as the CEO's.
Okay, so
you can be replaced.
So in that case, it really depends on who's making the most money, has the most value. Is that correct?
Depending on the industry, yes.
Okay. There are OnlyFans models who make 7 figures.
I'm not talking about women.
But at the same time,
this ain't got shit to do with the women. This has nothing to do with women. This has nothing to do with women.
No. It's the same thing. You have to use
it's
what you got.
It's not the same thing because I have never needed a woman. I've never needed a salary.
Some men,
I've never needed a woman for anything.
Listen, there are some
when
men.
I became an adult, I was on my own. I made my own money. I never needed a woman. Y'all motherfuckers talk about needing women to push you and be inspirational and motivational and all that bullshit.
No, what I'm saying, Trey, is that in using your logic, the OnlyFans model would be more valuable.
About men.
Than the blue collar
yes.
guy.
In that particular case, male OnlyFans models who make more money are more valuable. Yes. This has nothing to do with women.
It is
a flawed argument that when I'm having a conversation about men, we want to bring women into the. Women have nothing to do with this.
I'm just saying that logic that the person who makes the most money is more valuable was the original argument that was said, but that was never said.
Who has more control over their time?
The
rich person or the broke or the poor person?
The OnlyFans model would.
So the rich male OnlyFans model has more control over his time. I'm not talking about women.
I don't know any rich OnlyFans dudes.
Step out. I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about men. I'm having a conversation about men.
But the question I asked you,
their inability to work hard and rather than going out and chasing pussy.
Listen, the thing about it is hard work is relative. And I'm going to tell you why. We tell our men to go out work 60, 70, 80 hours a week. Okay. But at the same time, you got guys in other countries who make the clothes that you wear for way less. Now, my thing is this, you would be naked right now if everybody did the exact same thing.
This is a Robert Reed Fantastic Four level.
No, it's not. That's not a reach,
bro.
Wow.
Now we're talking about men in third world countries that are working in sweatshops now.
That's not a reach, but they're working hard though.
Okay, hold on. To bring balance, Trey, the highest paid male on OnlyFans, I just looked it up, is Tiger. He makes $7.8 million a year on OnlyFans. So use the male version. The male, he makes $8 million a year on OnlyFans.
If you and Tiger were standing outside of a club, who gets in first?
Tiger.
Why?
Because he got that bread.
Is it fair to say that Tiger would be able to do more things because he has more money, more influence than the man who makes $50,000 a year?
But does he work more than 60 hours?
Nope.
I have no idea whether. Listen, you guys keep trying to put a number on this. I never put a number on this. I talked about hours worked. You guys said,
well, I just said, does he work 60 hours?
I don't know how often he works. I don't know.
He's on twice a week.
Okay, great.
Thursday and Sunday.
Great.
Explicit content. So I guess they fucking or something. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. I don't follow Tiger. I don't know. Yeah, I don't either. I just looked the shit up.
I never knew the dude existed until you brought him up. But clearly, he's doing something that's probably more valuable than somebody who works more than 60 hours.
That's what he said. He said
based upon the explicitness of his, his prerogative. You understand what I'm saying? Okay.
And it's crazy. Like, you guys always want to go to sex work. So the first thing you do is, we're gonna run up. Okay,
it's the oldest profession, baby.
Then we're gonna do sex work.
It's the great equalizer, baby. That's the main reason why people get together and have kids.
Let's talk about a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. How many hours is he working?
But he still has sex, right?
How many hours is a CEO working?
I'm interested. How many hours does a CEO work? Well,
they don't work that many.
I'm saying
how many hours is an attorney working?
Oh shit.
They work.
Hell yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, they work.
Stop pushing mediocre. It's not okay.
Yeah, but they don't make OnlyFans money though.
Y'all stupid as fuck, bro. Like, Trey, hey, bro. Woo, shit. Hey, you know what? I love everybody. I love y'all, bro. But god damn, listen, we did. Oh Lord, help us. Okay, so I want to get everybody's final thoughts, right? Because I think it's time for everybody to go to sleep, get them some rest. Trey, we'll start with you first. Give us your final thoughts on the show tonight and your perspective on the way out. Because even though Trey has his own perspective, his own mind, he's standing 10 toes down on what the fuck he believes. You can't swing him. And, you know, even though you may agree or disagree with him, he's standing 10 toes down. So you got to respect the fact that a man don't back down on what he believes. So, Trey, what are your final thoughts for tonight, my guy?
My final thoughts is I'm glad that I wasn't raised to be average, and I'm glad that my uncle was in my life and stressed to me that average wasn't good enough. I'm glad that I was in the United States Air Force where average wasn't allowed. You had to be better than average. I'm glad that I was in law enforcement where average wasn't okay. I had to be better. When people were talking shit and spitting in my face and punching and kicking me, I could have just beat the hell out of them. But that would be an average response. I was held to a higher standard. So I had to respond accordingly. I'm glad that I was raised the way that I was, because I don't believe in average. The fact of the matter is this young lady didn't want to be with a broke man. Good on her. I've said this before. If you are an artist, you're in a creative space, and you're with a woman, especially an attractive woman, the clock is ticking. She's not going to stay with you forever. And when that clock is up, she's going to leave you. Now, that doesn't mean as a man you can't recover. Of course you can recover. This gentleman in this situation, he did recover. He wound up getting married, right? Doesn't mean you can't recover. But the clock is on. I want young men, the young males that I mentor. What do we talk about? 8 to 18 black males that I mentor every Monday for the last 4 years. What we talking about? We ain't talking about girls. We talking about making money. These young black males are going out in their summer jobs, and their jobs are coming back and buying stocks and getting dividends. Why? Because we are trying to set them up for success so that they have stability by the time they're 40 years old. You're a 40-year-old man and you don't have a net worth of $250,000. You are failing. Your shit is weak. And I will tell you that to your face. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You are focused on shit that is not relevant. This idea that mediocre and average is okay, in my opinion, is holding our community back. We have to strive to be better. And anybody who pushing that shit, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to be a part of it.
All right, appreciate you, Trey, for your perspective. We're gonna bounce. I'm not gonna do TJ right now because that back to back, I'm just gonna fall out the chair if I have to do them back to back. He gonna have to come. He gonna have to pause, but he gonna have to go next after somebody else. Anissa, what are your final thoughts?
Wow. Well, I understand where Trey is coming from, actually. I think we do have to do better in the Black community. Now, I think when you start talking about, police officer, firefighters, and teachers and things of that nature, we understand the weight that those jobs have and the importance of those jobs. Most people that I know that have had those jobs, they tend to retire well when they have made it a career. I understand what Trey is saying, though, because most police officers, firefighters, I'll just say in Florida, most firefighters, police officers, they may work 24 hours, but they have 48 hours off. And most people are doing something else doing that 48 hours that they have off. So I understand what Trey is saying. I think we in the Black community, we have to do better. I don't think any 20-year-old man we should be talking about you need to get married and start a family. I agree with Trey. We need to be telling these 20-year-olds that they need to be getting an education. You need to be going to college. You need to be learning a trade. You need to be doing something so that you can become a solid individual and be able to take care of yourself and provide for a wife and family. You need to have something going before you want to marry someone's daughter. I strongly believe in that. But I do think we need to do better in the Black community, and we can do better in the Black community. We don't have to settle for what we're settling for. As far as the video is concerned, I think that young lady made the absolute right decision. No woman should be marrying a man who does not have a job, who does not bring in resources. I don't care what your dream is. Everyone might have a dream or a passion. You need to be gainfully employed, and you can work on that music or whatever it is on the side until it hits or whatever. But you need to be gainfully employed, and you need to be making money and bringing in resources. I don't think any woman should be marrying a man or involved with a man that does not have a job and that is not applying himself in that way. I think she made the right decision.
Now, in real simple, now I want to say this real quick. I know you feel like she makes the right decision, and that's fine, right? But I also want to say this. I think our men, we should add another caveat to the men. I think men should not accept a woman working at McDonald's. He shouldn't be with a woman working at a bookstore. He shouldn't be with a woman that drives a school bus. He shouldn't be with a woman who is in college or trying to make it and trying to get right. Any woman that is not established, you should leave her alone. If she ain't making at least six figures to bring six figures to six figures. See, my thing is this. I think this is what women need to do. I think, especially looking for marriage, I think everything that a woman is requesting of a man, I think she should write it down on a piece of paper and become those things so she can match what she's looking for.
I agree with that.
And if you can't meet that standard, I'm gonna holler at you. Now, like Trey said, now alluding to what Trey said, every man should be established. He should invest. He should work. He should do what he needs to do as a man and be established before he even meets that woman. But when he meets that woman, she needs to meet him. Where if he's up there $150,000, $200,000 a year, she should be too. If we're not looking, if women don't need a mediocre man, a man don't need a mediocre woman either. It should go both ways. I digress.
So you're modern, not traditional.
What do you mean?
So
Explain it to me.
Are you traditional or not?
Absolutely.
Because traditional men generally don't think that way.
What do traditional men think?
I mean, well, a lot of traditional men believe that they're the provider, so they would not care if he made 200 and she made 75. That wouldn't be an issue.
But the thing is changing because a lot of women believe, and watch this. If you're not a Christian person, a Bible person, just close your ears. A lot of people believe that, but I believe in Bible, not Babel. And anytime you go read the Bible, a lot of women have in their head, women aren't supposed to work. They're supposed to be in the house taking care of the kids. They're not supposed to do anything. That is nowhere in the Bible. If anybody out there right now, under the sound of my voice, can find that scripture, give it to me. No. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people in the chat. Okay. Anybody out there that can find that Bible verse that says that a woman's supposed to sit at home on her ass and do nothing, and man provides everything, I want you to send it to me, and I'll cash up you $500 right now.
And while you're at it, can you find the Bible verse where it says that the woman has to match the man?
It says she's supposed to be equally yoked.
So she's got to make the same amount of money he makes.
Pretty much. How can you be equally yoked if you make less money?
So if he makes $3 million, she got to make $3 million.
Yeah.
That would have never worked in Bible days, and y'all
come on.
We in modern times.
It would have never worked in Bible days.
Right. It wouldn't have worked in Bible days because women weren't afforded those type of things.
Women had nothing. They were destitute unless they had a husband. Right. So you can't apply. You can't say that applies today.
Right now, Trey, I was speaking to the mindset of what the world is today. The world today says. And I'm telling you, these women I work. Listen, I know they watching right now, and I'm sorry, y'all, but I got to do it. These women I work with, they beg for men every day. Oh, I can't wait till God send me my husband. But look how you dress. You dress like Wolverine, right? Look how you carry yourself. You're not applying yourself. You're not making yourself available for a man to find you. You're making yourself available for a man to fuck you, right? Because a man sees two things when he sees you. I'm going to hit that tonight. Oh, damn, she's interested. Let me adjust myself. A man's either going to adjust himself or he's going to try to adjust you. So my thing is, if you don't make yourself readily available for what you're looking for, then that's why you're going to be single. And I've been knowing some of these women for 2-3 years and they still got the same fucking story every day. God's going to send him. No, he sent him. I'm like, take heed a month ago. Yeah, he already sent him. He gone. Shit, that's what I tell him. He gone. So I think that I don't think like what you said, Trey, is in these days and times, there are women that are working at McDonald's saying, "Would you like anything else on your hamburger?" And then they go home and get in front of a camera and say, "Yeah, he got to make $100,000 to even come and talk to me, to even breathe in my atmosphere. He has to make 100, and she's making $864. minimum wage in Texas. So that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's it. Damn, boy. Ooh, this was good tonight. I'm just, Lord have mercy.
Is that the real? Is that the real Auntie Jenny? Or is that another Auntie?
I hope that's the real.
That's the real one.
That's the real Auntie Jenny. Look at that.
Yeah, that's the real one.
31 and 10, it goes into a woman finds a field, she buys it, she plows that field. She's like a merchant ship that comes from afar. She's the first one up in the morning. She's the last one to go to bed at night. She gets up in the morning, delegates everything to the children, what they should do around the house. She does everything around the house. Then she goes out and works with her hands and brings her money to her husband.
And she buys land with her money.
Right.
Yeah, that's in there too.
Yeah. Yep. You added. Yeah, that's in there. So
I got confused and because in the Bible days, women did not make the kind of money that men made. So even though they worked, they still were nowhere near the level of men. That's why they absolutely needed to have husbands back in that day. So you can't say
still do.
In the Bible,
women still need husbands.
Well, Jenny,
hold on.
Auntie Jenny, in the Bible, women did make that. If they did make it, it wouldn't have been in there in the first place. So there is evidence that did happen.
So why was it so important for women to be married then? Because if you were a widow, you didn't have sons and you didn't have a husband, you basically were destitute. You were on the street somewhere waiting for somebody to come.
Anissa, hold on. We're missing something. We're missing a few words in there.
You can't.
The scripture says she goes out and buys a field. Right back in the day, how did they make their money? How did they make their money?
We're not debating that.
And planting
We're
things.
Not debating that at all.
Right. So she's planting something in the field, and people are buying the wheat. That's how she got her money.
We're not debating that women work. That wasn't even the. That wasn't.
That's
even
not
what
the.
I was
Yeah. That's not the
debate. But that's not even what I was talking about.
So what are you saying because I'm gonna go back to what you said. You said traditional. You said traditional. Hold on. Rain. You said you can go back to sleep. Look, they said. You said. I'm sorry, man. You said that men are traditional or they're modern. Traditional men did not. Even if you go, because a lot of women use this. Jesus Christ. I want me a Boaz because Boaz gave Ruth everything. When Boaz saw Ruth, he fell in love with her based on her work ethic. She was working when he found her. She was working. And he said, man, if that woman can work
Did she have as much money as Boaz?
She was working, ma'am.
Did she have as much money as Boaz? No, she did not.
She was working,
ma'am. She did not. Boaz was wealthy. She did not have as much money as Boaz, but she
was working.
Jesus, can you send me Ruth's W-2, please, Jesus? I don't know how much he made. All I'm saying is that he fell in love
as much as Boaz did.
She did not, but she got. But she
had money, right? That's the whole point. Most men in the Bible days had more money than women, even though women worked. You know this. Don't.
We're gonna stick on this point, man. This is a waste of time, man.
Hold on, Arpain. No, it's not Arpain. Just hold on. It's fine. We're gonna do bunk bed conversation. Hold on. What I'm saying to you is this. When back in the day when he saw her work, the point that I'm making is that it's not how much she made, it's the fact that she was doing it. He fell in love with her because she had work ethic.
No one is arguing that, right? BMU.
All right,
but BMU, that's not what you said. You said that she's got to be.
I like this train on this.
She should write down a list. It should be equal.
And the day we in right now, hell yeah, she should.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
What's right? Hold on.
Again, this is. I never saw it until tonight. I see it clearly now. This is weird. Like men, you need to go make money. We gotta stop being worried about how much the women are bringing. If she's working, she's bringing what she's bringing. It's fine. It is what it is.
Right.
But this idea that if I'm making 100,000, she need to be making 100,000 too. That's insane.
That's because you're a provider male, Trey. When you're a provider male, you get
No, Anissa, I'm not. Anissa, hold on, Anissa, I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, Anissa, hold on, Anissa. Hold on, Anissa.
Let us all out.
Come on,
Let us all
Trey.
hang out Anissa. Let us all hang out.
Anissa, let me, because Anissa like to
provider
call out
men
men that she beat.
don't
Hold on,
think that the
Anissa,
woman
hold on,
has to make
Anissa, I'm about to shut that shit the fuck down. Because now, because a few weeks ago, you know I'm a great clipper. I'll go back and clip your ass in 30 seconds. A few weeks ago, you set your ass up here and said black women make 10 times more than men make. We're more educated. We make more money than black men. So if you're making more money than black men, then get your shit together. I can go clip you right now. And so I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear.
I have never said that.
You sat on this
You have
panel.
the wrong person.
Watch this. Watch this. Anybody on the panel heard Anissa say that black women make more than black men?
I never said black women make 10 times more than black men. I have never said that.
Okay, let's take the 10 out of it. You said black women make more money than black men. Yes or no?
Some black women do, but I don't think.
Okay,
no, she said on average.
On average. That's what she said.
On average.
But I'm going to say this. If you're the most educated, if you're the most educated, if you're more, you're more educated than black men, you make more money than black men, then what's the problem?
Worried about what a woman brings to the table.
What? Why shouldn't I? You gonna sit your lazy girl out here and ask something in my house and I do shit?
But you just said in the Bible they weren't lazy.
What I say? Come on, tell me.
You just said you just gave a whole passage about women working. They're not lazy. Black women have always worked. They're not lazy.
Hold on, Trey. Now which one you talking about, Trey? Because you gotta let me know which one you talking about.
Listen. I don't know what type of women I deal with. The women I've dealt with have always worked, always had a job.
Absolutely.
Right? And I have never been concerned about how much money she made. She's never had to pay for dinner. I've never had to ask her for money. I've never had to, even when I lived with my ex, the only thing we argued about this because I didn't even want her to pay half the bills, but she wanted to badly, and it just wasn't going anywhere. We were just going in circles. So I just gave in. Fine. Whatever, go ahead. But she didn't have to. This idea that men have to. So now we're telling guys to go out and go find women who make as much money as them. What are we doing here?
I wanted to add to the. Let me tell you what. I wanted to add to the stupidity that already exists.
Sure.
Because like you, Trey, when I grew up, I saw my grandfather do every fucking thing. My grandmother didn't have to do nothing. She chose to do it. I saw my father go work. My mama didn't have to do nothing. My mama chose to do it, like your situation. My dad said, you know what, Sharon? Damn, my mom's name Sharon. Sharon, if you want to go work, go work. God damn. She said, I don't want to sit around.
Man, I'm filtered.
Right? I'm about to end. I swear to God, I'm going to land the plane right now. My fuel light on.
I want you to check your email and put it up on the screen.
Okay, I got you. So when I saw that, Trey, growing up, I saw that. When I got older, when you see something, you become what you see. Same thing in my marriage, baby. You don't have to do that. You can sit at home. When she was pregnant with the kid, you ain't finna work. What the fuck? Right? You're gonna sit your ass right here and take care of these babies, stay off your feet. That's it. Just rub your stomach every day. All right, there you got it.
So you're saying your wife can work electively, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, that's what we said.
Hold on. But if she chooses not to, like she came to me and she said, "Oh no, I'm working." She said, I don't want to sit here all day." She said, "I want to go get me a job."
Electively, right.
Right. And I said, okay, well, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I support you 100%. And she went and did that. But what I'm saying is today, she don't have to match and all this other bullshit. She don't have to do that. You know why? Because she's humble. She loves her husband. She knows her husband's going to provide for her. She don't have to do that. But when you got a woman that's saying you got to have, when you get the most snappy bit motherfucker that you shouldn't even be talking to, those are the ones that need to match. Shut your goddamn mouth. You at the funeral home putting makeup on dead people, and you telling me I need to make $100,000 a year. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear your fucking mouth. If you're not humble like my grandmother, my great grandmother, my mom, and my wife, shut your goddamn mouth. I don't want to fucking hear it. You at the nursing home.
So people can't have standards.
You at home. You at the nursing. Fuck you mean you gonna hold me to a standard? You at the nursing home doing $12 a face doing dead
because it's not equal. Men and women are not the same. We say that all the time.
Exactly.
Men and women are not the same. But hang on. But when it comes to the money, now we got to be the same.
Hold on, Jake. But I'm talking about the modern times. That's what I'm saying. These motherfuckers do everything, but don't want to do nothing.
Even in modern times.
Trey, you know how many housewives sitting at home right now that don't suck no dick and they're in sexless marriages?
Oh, hey, hold on. If your wife is not giving you any sex, who's the problem here? Why are you still married to a woman that ain't giving it up?
Listen, 70% of these motherfuckers walk around here with dry dick, walking out the house every morning full of nut.
You moving the goalpost, black man. We talking about sex. Now we talking about sex. You all over the place.
Trey, I'm just saying to you, my brother. I am saying specifically to you and Anissa that we're living in times where things are different. Women want more than they've ever wanted before in their fucking life. And in order to be with them, some women say you got to have certain things. They don't want. Ain't no such thing as building. Fuck your foundation. When I come in this bitch, I need the foundation, the walls, the roof, and everything to be on. I need the plumbing working. I'm not coming in. When I come in, I want this motherfucker ready, a move-in ready. I don't want to have to make no changes. I don't want to have to do no renovations. When I come into your life, I want that motherfucker move-in ready.
Well, Trey
that's what women want today.
For his daughter. He wants that for his daughter.
Huh?
He said he wants that for his daughter.
His daughter.
Yeah,
yeah, man. We ain't gonna. This is a conversation that's never gonna goddamn end. I mean, it's nice, it's fun, but it ain't gonna end.
Yeah, man,
it's just not.
And Anissa over there protecting Trey. I like the fact that you motherfuckers are team.
Why you starting shit, black?
Y'all just want to
hey.
Like a matter of fact, we move these motherfuckers by each other.
I knew he was going to do that.
There we go.
I knew he was going to do that.
Sprinkles for everybody.
Do it again, Mouse. Let's do it again.
That's right.
That's right. Hit him again.
Hey, black man, you heard her. She called me a provider, man. You heard that, right? Clip that. Clip that.
You are a provider.
Hold on, take heed. Take heed.
I like the provider man. I like it.
Yes.
Take heed. Straight from around the way. You're now changing your name to provider male.
Take heed. She looked down at Trey. Take heed and said this. She say, "Oh, that's right, Trey. You're a provider male." I said, "What the fuck going on here?" She's seducing this nigga through the goddamn street.
Yeah, hey, black man. That's how they talk to you when you worried about your money. That's how they talk. They get real soft. Real
If Trey knocked at that door tonight,
you worried about your money.
If Trey was in Florida tonight, he knocked at that door. She'd be throwing that thing back like a Charles Ross truck and walk.
Come here, you provider
male. You can always tell a black man to take it one step too far.
Man, but anyway, man, I love y'all, man. Thank y'all. Hey, I want to get my boy RBN Network in here, man. TJ, what you got for me, my brother? Oh, yeah. Hold on. What email you sent to my Black Man on Filter email?
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, okay, I see it. You sent me two?
Yeah, use the one with the subject in it.
I got you. I got it right now. Go ahead and say what you was gonna say. I'll pull it up. I'm pull it up for
Shit,
you.
I don't forgot. We done went 25 fucking minutes. You know, I'm an old man now. It's supposed to be final talks and takes and shit. I don't know. You know. I was gonna say fuck Trey, but I'm not mad no more.
You shouldn't have been mad in the first place.
Man, I love it, bro. I love it. You know what though? You know what?
Something back to me, man. I forgot what the fuck I wanted to say.
Man, you know what though? A lot of people in the chat, a lot of people don't understand the dynamic of. A lot of people say, "Why are you allowing them to go back and forth?" But at the end of the day, these are two men, right? And there's women in the chat saying, "What are you gonna stop it?" No. At the end of the day, you see what just happened. He said, "I'm just gonna tell Trey, fuck you." But then watch, Friday night on Barbershop, these niggas gonna be talking about something else together. And that's what I love about it. We can have these fights. We call each other back.
I remember.
That's so funny. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
They can go back and forth. Trey to my fat ass. He to my Trey got elbows. They're like squirrel elbows and shit. And then Friday night,
he never said that, black man. Why you making shit up?
He didn't. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
It was funny. That's why.
How you doing that? Yo, black man. Oh, he always stirring the pot, bro.
The provider squirrel elbows. I love it.
I got it, man. I'm pulling it up right now. God damn it. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Y'all crazy, bro. Y'all get on my damn nerves. Hold on a second.
Oh, and by the way, just to correct you, Anissa, that little stat about women making more money than men in the black community, let me give you the complete breakdown.
Hey, Trey, hold on a second. Black man got it. I sent it to him. I sent it to him. I sent them.
I just happen to have it. I just happen to have it memorized. But I'll wait on the graphic. I'll wait on the graphic.
We know what the stat is. We just want to see it one more time.
And I got it broken down by educational level too.
I never said that. I know that that's
you want the spoiler alert, Anissa? Want the spoiler?
I know that that's not true. I think BMU has me confused with someone else. I don't.
No, you said no. Anissa, I'm gonna be real.
She looked just like you.
Anissa, no. I'm gonna be real with you. You said it because I remember typing
the stat. Just like you.
I remember typing the stat when you said it. I typed it in the chat that you weren't right about that. So you definitely said it. I don't know if you said 10 times the amount, but you definitely said that women were making more money than men. Because I remember I typed in the chat. That's not true. That's not true at all.
I don't remember that, but okay.
Yeah, you are a man. Shit, just tell her like it is. Shit, we finna play with this.
Right, get it together.
What are we talking about right now? God damn.
See, provider, we got that space.
It does not
we can do
that Black men in the community can be doing better, and that was what I agreed with.
We all could be doing better.
Yeah, but who raising these Black men?
Oh my God!
Who's raising these Black men?
Fathers. Where are
okay, why are they not requiring marriage and having bastard children?
Where are their fathers? Their fathers.
Why are women having babies without getting married?
And they should not.
Why are men shooting up the club?
Exactly.
Women have 34 forms of contraceptives. Okay. Why are they allowing themselves to get impregnated and not requiring marriage?
Control of their seed.
I like this.
And the woman can't control or closing her legs.
I hold both accountable, Embrace. I'm not going to say it's the woman's
fault. They're both accountable.
It falls more on the woman because she's the one that gives birth to the human life. She's the one that can stop that process.
There will never be a baby.
That's a whole nother conversation, but all these so-called sorry ass men are being raised by single women,
and
because they sorry ass daddies ain't around.
Biology.
It's another show. Jesus.
It sure is.
I talked about that yesterday about men and their control and consequences. Women are still accountable for their own pussies, though. They can't blame that.
And men are responsible for their penises.
Okay, but put a condom on. Put a condom on.
Anissa, men, I agree with you. Anissa, I agree with you, Anissa, that men are responsible for their penis. However, I'm responsible for a crowbar. I'm holding the crowbar. But I cannot break in Walmart if they have steel doors. If the doors were not open, I can't get in there.
Thank you.
I cannot go into. I cannot break. I cannot go into a
easier than that. The law says that the women are in charge of their own pussy. When the men take it, it's a criminal act.
Into nothing.
That's what it is.
Hey, Black man, why would you try to break into a Walmart, a steel door with a crowbar? Though you wouldn't do that. Doesn't make sense.
Hold on. I'm talking about the.
You're not equipped. You would bring a blowtorch. You would bring a blowtorch with other equipment, and you would still
and
break
I'm doing
in.
too much doing that. Let me say this: I cannot go inside of a woman's legs legally without her saying, "Baby, put it in."
That's all I need to say.
Hey, I got a question, Black man. When you do get inside the store, do you have to piss inside the store or spit inside the store? Or can you just take what you need?
It depends on the bathroom.
For the outcome.
I'm not going down this fucking rabbit hole with you, goddamn. You almost had me, you motherfucker. I'm not going down the rabbit hole with you.
Men share responsibility for the outcome and the state tells them that too. That's not the same.
Both are responsible. Yeah. Both are.
Yeah, men share responsible for the outcome, but women are accountable for their pussies. Period. Nobody else is accountable for that.
People are responsible.
A man is responsible for your pussy, Anissa. Is a man accountable for your pussy? Stop it, man. Is a man accountable for your pussy?
You're responsible for your penis and covering it.
I'm asking you, is he accountable for your pussy? Yeah, I'm responsible.
I'm gonna let the boomers have it. I'm gonna let the boomers have it.
Oh, and Bryson started something.
For your vagina. Yes or no? Is a man responsible for your vagina? Yes or no?
No, he's not.
All right then, so
I'm
stop.
not responsible for your penis.
No, I ain't saying you
You are
were.
responsible for
The
your
penis can only do what the vagina allows it to do.
You were.
The penis can only do what the vagina allows it to do. If you tell that man to put a condom on, then put a condom on.
If you don't want a child, you
Trey,
cover
you started this shit, Trey. It's your fucking fault, Trey. It's your goddamn fault, Trey. I just want to
Gray started this. I didn't start it. Gray started
That's
it.
it.
You're the mother of your child.
You a teacher. That's
your
all.
body. Are you advocating the control of your womb? Are you advocating that to a man? Are you yes or no?
Control of mine because
come
I don't
on,
have any
stop.
children. I am nobody's baby mama. Okay.
Anissa, it's your body. Anissa, it's your body, your choice. Okay.
Come on, stop.
Anissa, it's your body, your choice.
You're just gonna put this on women.
Stop it. Yeah, listen, I already said that. I said that men and women are responsible for that.
Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you crazy?
But it's bull.
I would never curse it like that.
We don't have to get pregnant. Okay? So don't put
Anissa, let me ask you a question. Anissa, let me ask you a question, Anissa. Hold on, Anissa, let me ask you a question. You drive a nice car. I don't want to know what kind of car it is, right? If you went picked up Trey from the airport and you and Trey were riding and you pay the insurance in your car, you pay the note in your car, you take care of the car belongs to you. And on your way home, you looking at Trey, looking him up and down, looking at his tight leg jeans, and you T-bone, you run a red light and T-bone the car. When the police come, are they going to hold Trey responsible because he's in the car, or are they going to hold you responsible because you own the car? It's yours.
You don't need to give me an analogy.
Yeah, you don't.
Men and women know what happens when they have sex.
You know
that if you touch your penis
you're
in
supposed to be
someone,
smarter than
release
that.
that
You're supposed to
sperm
be smarter
into
than
her,
that.
you know that there is the possibility that she can become
And
pregnant.
a man's responsible for the outcome. He's responsible for the outcome.
As a man, if you don't want a child, if you don't want
for the outcome.
the mother of your child, you either don't have sex with her,
responsibility for the outcome. But it's still your womb.
That's what you do. And the woman has a responsibility as well.
Arpay, can I ask you a question, Arpay? Arpay, can I ask you a question?
Men are absolved of their responsibility.
I just said that he's responsible for the outcome. You are responsible. You know, Anissa, you know why you're so full of shit? Because you'll never say that in court. If a man took that pussy from you, you're not going to go to court and say it was both of us. If you go to court, you're not gonna. If a man took that shit from you, you're not going to court. It was his. We both. It's both of our fault. No, you're not.
My God.
This is my pussy, and he took it. That's what you're gonna say. So stop. Just stop it, man. You're too old for that. You're too old for that naivete. You're too old. You act like you can't discern that. Both people can be responsible, but you're accountable for your own womb.
Decisions, Pain. Come on.
Stop, man.
Come on.
Stop, man.
Stop making these excuses.
I mean, come on.
Control your penis. Control your vaginas.
That's why we got so many women out there with bastard babies because they don't want to take control of their womb. You tell a man you ain't sticking that shit in.
You can tell
you say no.
Better.
You say no. You say no, and that goes. Matter of fact, women could come back 20 years later and say, I gave it to him, but I felt differently 20 years ago. Now, 20 years later, I don't feel the same way. That motherfucker raped me.
Why do you keep talking about crimes? You keep talking about crimes.
That's the point. That's the point.
Hold on, Anissa. Let me ask you a question. Because I know a lot of women get a lot of women get essayed, right? And then I know, Trey, you've been in the business for a while. All jokes aside, that some men get essayed as well. So let's take the fact that let's go where everybody knows. Kirk Franklin's mom. Kirk Franklin's mom was probably 19, 20, right? Kirk Franklin's dad was 16, right? She had sex with Kirk Franklin's daddy at 16.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, that's the reason why she's not admitting to the pregnancy, because she knew she was having sex with the kid she was babysitting.
No consequences.
Right? And so now she has Kirk, and then she lies and tell another man, oh, it's your baby. A man her age. It's your child.
No consequences.
That's
Wait, what state? What state was it?
Texas.
You know?
He's in
They
Dallas.
don't have that rule. he couldn't
Right?
come back
And
and
so,
get her.
Do they have a statute of
right,
limitations?
and now Kirk can find out his real daddy. He's much younger man than his mom. And he knows that this woman was taking advantage of this 15, 16-year-old boy. And so in that situation, he didn't have a choice. She gave him that pussy. She took that old decrepit pussy and put it on a 15-year-old kid and got pregnant.
No consequences.
Well, you know
You see what I'm
we don't
saying?
even have to go. When common sense tells us we don't even have to go around the world with these goddamn analogies. You know, you go in court and the court agrees that a man can't take that pussy from you unless you give it to him. Period. And then so and all the rest of this is all bullshit. And let me also say that if a woman gets pregnant, of course it's both of their responsibilities. Not only that, the state tells the guy.
What the fuck happened to Arpain? Arpain, you muted.
What happened, Marvin? We can't hear you.
Arpain, you muted.
Can't hear
Just
you.
get off the mute button.
For your womb. You got to be responsible for your womb, man. Stop it. Just stop the bullshit.
But Arpain, you have to
glad I
understand
was on
something. When
mute.
when you say it that way,
I'm
when you
glad
say
y'all
it that
didn't
way,
hear.
no, when you say it that way, it sounds as though you're absolving the men, though.
I am not.
Like when you say that a woman.
No, wait a minute. When I say when a woman gets
when you say a woman has to be responsible for a womb,
yes.
The counter to that is, well, men also have to be responsible.
I didn't say
for
he
their
wasn't.
semen.
I
But
didn't say he wasn't.
but the
never
woman,
say that.
the woman,
Always say the woman.
See, that's the argument that women have because listen, you're responsible for your womb. If
and he's responsible for his semen. You keep saying the same thing over and over
he's
again.
responsible for that
Okay,
outcome.
can I ask you a question?
Trey,
Can
I got something for you, Trey. Hold on, Trey.
I can prove.
Can a woman?
For your semen.
But I got something.
I can prove
This
that.
for you, Trey. This for you, Trey. I got dragged. I got dragged.
For your own womb.
Hold on, I got dragged.
Listen, it's just bullshit. It's like people can't parse information.
Right.
But a woman being responsible for her womb doesn't make a man not responsible for his penis. I didn't
So
say
then
that.
say both.
Hold on, Trey. Hold on, Arpain,
It has
Trey.
nothing
This
to
is
do with
directly
our
for you.
conversation. A woman has responsibility for her womb, period. And if a man takes your womb without your consent, he's going to jail.
Okay, now hold on, Arpain.
If it was equal responsibility, then I could walk up to any woman and stick my Johnson.
Now, Trey, let me say this to you, Trey. About a year ago, I got drugged. I got drugged for two things. I told my son, don't ever date or marry a single mother. And I went through hell. I didn't go through hell. I went through
I agree.
I was playing from my ass off. I agree. Secondly, a lady asked me, well, you tell your son that what you tell your daughter. And I told my daughter, I said, baby, if you go to college, she was on her way to college. I said, you go to college. I know college life going to be fun. I said, but I hope that you go down there and keep yourself together. Because I've already put you up on game for years and years and years. I just did not come into your life. I was here when you came out the pussy. And so I raised you. I love you. I fed you. I housed you. And I taught you. Now you got to take everything I taught you and do out there. Now I know you're going to be a different person when you're not around me. However, I need you to protect yourself at all times if you do choose to do something stupid. But I told her, if you come to me pregnant, I'm going to ask you two questions. Two qualifying questions. Were you SA'd? If you were, daddy going to go to jail for the rest of his life. I'm going to take the man's life immediately. If you were not, I ain't trying to hear shit you're trying to say because I put you up on game. That's not my fucking responsibility. I'm not doing nothing. Don't ask me nothing. Don't ask me to go nowhere. At that point, it's on you because I put your ass up on game.
BMU, I told my daughters the same exact thing.
That's what I said.
That pussy is yours. Exactly. Nobody else takes it unless you give it to them.
Did you say it like that?
Yeah.
Did you say it like that?
Hell yeah, that's how I said it. Shit.
And I said, listen, and I said this already. You guys act like you don't hear me. If a man gets a woman pregnant, he shares responsibility for the outcome.
Yep.
I said that 100 times. You guys act like I don't say that. He shares responsibility for the outcome, but he does not own her womb. He doesn't. He owns his penis. And he can't put it in there. How do yes. I mean, why I gotta say more?
Do ovaries work?
Why we gotta have a conversation about it? It's just true.
Do ovaries work without sperm?
What the fuck does that have to say to do with what I just said?
Because
I just said that if
he doesn't shoot up the club, she never gets pregnant.
Do what I just said, Trey.
If he never shoots up the club, she doesn't get pregnant.
If he gets her pregnant, he's responsible for the outcome.
Okay. Every time that you've had unprotected sex, did your wife get pregnant?
You know what? This is not even fucking part of the argument. You know, it's not, man.
The fact of the matter is that again,
we ain't talking about that, Trey.
You got a bunch of
pregnant.
You got 20%. You got 20% of the black men running around here being irresponsible.
I didn't say they wasn't irresponsible.
That ain't what Anissa said a few minutes ago.
That ain't what you
that's just the
that ain't what Anissa said a few minutes ago.
Over 50% of black men don't even have children. So, I mean, and the other 30% are married.
Women.
So it's only a small group of men who are being irresponsible. But
that's not what Anissa said. That's not what she said.
Well, then I didn't say anything about any.
You said women are not out here making extra babies. That's what you said. Yes, you did. You said that's not out here making no extra babies.
Y'all full of bull. Y'all like to put wit.
We were on final thoughts.
She said, "No, you're not. I'm not gonna let you lie on women that they out here not making extra babies."
I said men and women are responsible. Let me tell you. You say what you told your daughter. I have a brother. My brother and I are 11 years apart. We went to the same college. So when he got ready to go to college, I was already long gone. But what I told him as a man, as a male, don't you allow anybody to control or determine what happens in your life. When you go to college, you protect yourself. You cover that thing up because you don't want to get yourself in a situation where you make a baby with somebody that you don't want to be with for the rest of your life. And then you start out somebody's baby dad. The doggone what the women were doing. I told him, you take responsibility for yourself, and you don't put yourself in a position where anybody else can control what happens in your life. And that's what more men need to be told, that it is both of your responsibilities.
We had a whole show on that yesterday.
Hold on, RP.
And the good thing is he listened, and he was nobody's baby daddy until he chose a wife.
Anissa, can I say something? Hey, fuck Kirk Franklin. Let's take Kirk Franklin out of it. When I was 12 years old, I got my first piece of pussy from a 48-year-old woman.
Okay, we done heard that story.
I had no control over it. You heard this story, but it was an old biddy that gave me some pussy and let me suck them titties. Those are bars. Okay? I had no control over that. No matter what nobody told me. When that woman came out with that big ass wolf monkey and said, "You can get it," I said, "Okay." Right? I had no control. I was just like Kirk Daddy. Shit, okay, I got me a 28-year-old fucking girlfriend. Shit, give me that, you know? So my thing is, you talk a lot about essay. You talk about a lot of women getting that happen to them. But you gotta look at that from both sides of the track. You gotta look at
I'm just talking about regular men and women getting together having sex. I'm not talking about essay.
Okay, and this I'm gonna say this.
You're bringing that up. I'm not saying
regular men and women ain't out here having sex. It's only the provider males that are getting it wet enough to have babies. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Provider males.
I was over there.
Provider males are wetting it up enough, or getting it wet enough to have babies out. Let's be honest. Ain't that what old girl said at the beginning of the show? Hey, I can't get wet unless it's got some monies on. You know what I'm saying? That's what she said. We can run the tape back.
Lost in translation. Every woman got a price. Not all, but some. You can go up to the woman that tell you no for 10 years. You hit the lottery or get you some money and walk up to
black, they all got a price.
Okay.
All of them.
Well, I ain't gonna say that because I respect.
Really low. You
got the $40 ones, you got the $25 ones, you got the $15 ones.
Yeah, some of them, you know.
You got the ones you can buy Chinese food.
You can get it, yeah.
10 pieces the ones you
flat. I told you about the steak sandwich. I told you about the steak sandwich.
I'll play you in Uno. If I win, you gotta let me get that ass. Okay. But you got those, and you got women who are not like that. Like, Take Heat is not like that. She love her king. right? Her king can come downstairs right now, hit the table and say, get upstairs and get it in. She's going to be like, Phew! See y'all later. Camera going to fall all on the floor and shit. So I'm just saying.
From the chandelier.
From the chandelier.
From the chandelier.
Yeah. Next week, she'd be like, we got chandeliers on sale. Go to our store because, you know what I'm saying? Shit.
Don't clown me because I love my husband. Don't clown me.
I love it. I love it. Because you'll tell us in a minute. I love you guys. I got to go. My king's looking at me. I'm going upstairs.
I want to chime in on y'all conversation. And then I'm
go ahead, baby. Oh, hold on. Before you go, Dragonfly, that ain't my damn dog. That's somebody on the panel dog. I ain't got no damn dog here hollering like that around me.
That was Biggie.
Embrace the grace dog, man.
So let me chime in real quick on this. We want to sit up here and we want to blame man and woman, right? When they have unprotected sex, right? But the woman, this is her body. This is her vessel. This is what she's supposed to keep sacred, right? So if I'm letting people jump all over my body that is sacred, whose fault is that? Because a man is not, first of all, let me share something with you. If you tell a man to go raw in you, he's going to go raw. He's going to go raw. Because making love or having sex feels good when you go raw. The condom is the one that's the problem. So with that being said, like I always say on my channel, you got 2 minutes before you hit the bed that you can grab a condom.
I got you, TJ.
And they can put the condom on. I'm just saying we got to stop sitting up here because listen, ladies, this is your body. This is your body. And when you get pregnant, you have to deal with the child. It is not him that has to be with that child 24/7. It is you. So you supposed to protect your body. So my sisters, don't get up here and be believing people talking about it's his fault too. No, because if anything happened to that baby, the courts are looking at you. They're not looking at him. They're looking at you. So my sisters, listen, before you about to hit that bed, grab that condom. Let him know, listen, it ain't going to be no pussy without this condom. You ain't gonna go raw dog in me and shoot up the club and I get pregnant.
You can't get clubber without that rubber.
I'm just saying, this is all I'm saying. We gotta stop this. It's both of them. It's your body. You gotta lay down and open your legs. Your body. You gotta open up that vagina to get that dick. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can't use that clubber without that rubber. Come on, tell them.
Take heed. Conversely to what you said, that's what the women were being told. As a boy growing up, I was told that I got the spark of life in my balls and to protect it at all costs. We was, you know what I mean? Like your women were told that to protect your womb, but for us men, at least for me, I was told none of this happens unless you start it. If you give her this whole process starts it.
What starts?
If you don't give it to her, it can never
once she say yes.
But people have unprotected sex all the time and nobody gets pregnant.
She has to say
just because you have sex doesn't mean you're gonna get pregnant.
That's not what nobody said though.
That's not what we say.
She said yes though. She has to say yes, and sometimes she has to say yes when you got your dick in there, and she got to keep saying yes. I mean, stop, man. I mean, we can't parse regular English. It's just crazy, man. You know, nobody's saying a man shouldn't be responsible for his own Johnson. He does, but he still can't take it without the woman's consent.
That's not the argument. That's not
the argument. That's the only argument that matters. That's what you're talking about.
You keep wanting to go to the crime. We got it. As somebody who works sex crimes, trust me, I understand it more than y'all do.
Man, we had a whole conversation about that yesterday.
Trust me, I do. I'm making the point that when we start talking about kids, when you talk about babies, that process starts with me as a man.
Starts with you putting your dick in her and ejaculating.
You know what? This is what I want to ask real quick. If it's both of our fault, right? This is what everybody's saying. It's the male and the female fault, right? Check this out. If you don't tell this man to put on a condom, and we're not even talking about babies, but if you don't tell this man to put on a condom, you only knew him for a couple of months, and he has something that he can't get rid of. Whose fault is it? You slept with him without a condom.
And you end up with that
took
get back.
the choice to sleep with him without a condom. This is the problem because
are you talking about herpes?
Our women, I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, the one you cannot.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Listen.
Yep.
So this is what I'm saying.
Condoms don't protect against that.
This is what I'm trying to say. Women, we will get up here and say, well, he made me pregnant, he tricked me. He cannot make you pregnant and trick you unless you opened up your legs and said yes. I'm just saying.
Takey, I agree with you, but I'm also saying on the other end of that, as a man, you can't get mad at her because you about to get ran through child support court and you should have never nutted her in the first place. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I agree with that.
Well, Trey is saying you should holster your weapon, sir. Make sure you keep your
Thank
weapon
you,
holstered.
Law. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's essentially what I'm saying. I'm saying that you are responsible for the fluids that come out of your body and where they end up. This is how I think about it. I spent 8 years in the Air Force. When I used to go to weapons training, they used to tell us all the time, you need to know where your round is going and what's beyond your target. Meaning you need to know where it's going to land. So I take the same thought process with the semen that I have. I need to know that if it lands inside of her, I am possibly responsible for a child.
You're responsible for the outcome.
Hold on, RP, before you keep going, I want to do these super chats real quick. All right, we got, I think we did this one already. You'll tell them the links for support. Okay, yeah, we did that one already. We got Raw B in the building. She said, hey, Velvet Teddy Bear. Oh, I think she's talking about that old boy down in the corner down there. Y'all know him? I think she's talking to the Velvet. She said, Velvet Teddy Bear. Oh, wait a minute.
What you say?
Shout out to the Velvet, to the Velvet Teddy Bear. We got Derek, who's a new member. Derek Gaines, new member, YouTube member 4. That my boy TJ. So thank you so much, man, for tuning into the show tonight. We got Ray Alexander, $5 said for millennials and Gen Z men, they actually marry women of equal education and incomes.
Yeah, probably true.
See, the MDs marry MDs, engineers marry nurses. That's the norm now.
Somebody catching on.
Let's see. I'm catching up. Thank you for sticking up for average brothers. We all have to start somewhere. All right. Thank y'all for those super chats. We appreciate you and all that you do. And without you guys, we would not be here tonight having these great conversations. And I just want to say to Anissa, you know, Anissa, you are very manipulative, and I'm gonna tell you why.
You are manipulative. You have
taken my brother. You have taken my brother from me. Me and Trey normally just go in. And so tonight, I don't know what kind of spell. I don't know if there was a virtual spell or a root put into the atmosphere, but I've never seen y'all together like this. Y'all don't even need to go to counseling no more. Y'all are healed. Y'all have been delivered. And so I just wanted to put that out there, you bastards. And so
thank you all and good night. I will see y'all later.
Now you think gonna do OnlyFans with it. This some bullshit. Okay. So just you know, the name of their OnlyFans page is called It's a Trey. So I want to make sure y'all go and support that. I'm not going over there, okay? They say Trey does something when he sit on his head or something. I don't know. All right, so thank you guys, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get final thoughts that we were into that until Anissa started some more shit. So just want to get final thoughts. TJ, did you already give your final thoughts, man? Go ahead, go again.
Yeah,
everybody get 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay, give me 30 seconds. I think it was a good show tonight. So all I can say is, and man, it's just so many. We were all over the goddamn place.
Yeah, we was. That shit was good.
You know, but still, I mean, some of the arguments were a little longer. But now that we ended up yesterday, we had a whole show on men being in control of their own sex. So I understand fully, but a woman owns her womb and nobody else does. Period. And then all the rest of these conversations is just bullshit. Anyway, I'll land it there.
Wait a minute, RP. I know you didn't go 25 seconds, did you?
Yes, he did.
Oh yeah, one thing I said, I think you said, I was not sleeping. I had my phone I was looking at, god damn it. So there you go. Shit. Anyway, I'll land it on that one.
Hey, black man, you know he be taking them old man naps in the middle of the street.
In the middle of it. Shit.
I am after this exhausting panel. Yes, I am. I'm going to bed right there. It's just calling me like a mother, man.
All right, so now we got TJ, man. What are your final thoughts, my guy?
I'm good. This was fun.
I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, man, for being here.
We went to the barbershop on Friday.
Man, barbershop. Listen, boy, barbershop on Friday gonna be some. I'm like, take heed. It's gonna be nasty, because it's gonna be rough Friday. What we talk about? Let me go. What we talk about Friday? Because letting go of an ungodly wife. Woo! That's Friday. Yeah, that's we're gonna get it in. Oh Lord have mercy, help us. Shit, but it's Tuesday. So thank you so much, TJ. I appreciate you, man. Everything you do, man. I see you on definitely on Friday, brother.
And one more thing. I'm sorry. Shout out to the Real Bravado Network for showing up with the super chats and all that good stuff. That was good shit for y'all over there doing that for me, especially since I'm not going to be streaming for like another week or two. But I really appreciate y'all for doing that over there on the Real Bravado.
Whoa, you on vacation or something?
Look. I'm taking from the tray of school. I got 88 hours this week and next week that I got to put in. So it is what it is.
Oh, okay.
Why are you arguing? You're not even doing. You know what?
Hey, you gotta go do 80 hours,
not even doing it, TJ. Come on.
Yeah, I'm working my ass off, but I don't shit on other men.
TJ,
I get it in.
You giving above average work. Come on.
Way above
I'm
average
disappointed in you, TJ. 88 hours.
Yeah,
you running circles around dudes, bro.
Be 74 this week and 88 next week. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Man. All right. Well, thank you so much, TJ. I appreciate you, man. Get your work on, brother. And man, stay safe out there. Almanize, what do you got for us? You muted like a nun in church.
I know.
Hold on,
There you go. What I tell you, I've been in here entertained. Anyway,
it's hard.
I feel like I'm gonna start way from the beginning. The video was cap. She was capping. I got too many questions about what she was talking about, because if he really taught her all she said he did, they still be together. That's real. And then what's her definition of broke? I got questions. But Trey, I need you to send me the blueprint on how to get people, you know what I'm saying, to forgive you that fast, because I need to use that on a couple folks, because and that was I need to get that from you, sir.
On how to what? On how to forgive?
How to get people to quit being mad at you that fast. I need that blueprint.
Oh no, we just men. That's all. It's just bullshit. It ain't got nothing to do with him. It's just we just men. Stupid. I'm serious. I mean, it's just biology. Boys can fight each other as kids, and then they'll be friends in 10 minutes.
Exactly.
It's just the way it is.
I do that too, but that was a joke. But...
Yeah, women can't do that. Y'all take that shit to y'all grave. Y'all be at the funeral kicking the casket.
No,
15
not all
20
women.
minutes, I'll be done. I'm a Leo. We roll. We.
I heard an old man say, "Show me a bridge 100 women built."
I mean,
usually after the show we have us a bill and we cool.
It don't take me that long. I'll be good.
Ooh, take heed. Oh, she come to work today looking like that. And how many bricks she say she need? She need 10,000 bricks. Send that bitch 2,000, and the bridge will never get done. Because it ain't no take heed. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Thank you, Harmonize. I'm
still.
Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
With the Undertaker, with them Undertaker cracks. That took me out, y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be on here laughing, but that took me out for real. But I enjoyed myself. It was an enlightening conversation that I probably will review on my channel. So anybody want to come over, take a peek, who hasn't subscribed, feel free to do so, because I need to laugh some more.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. Take heed to the message. Now I wanted you to stick around because Anissa might try to start some more shit, but I need to have my sister here. Take heed. Go ahead, because Anissa, I need a teammate too. This some bullshit. Her and Trey teamed up.
No, Anissa got that smoke. Anissa got that smoke, baby. She got that smoke.
When she leaned forward, her forehead hit that. Hold on. Take heed. When our forehead hit that camera, and she say bullshit, she mean that shit. She say bullshit.
And this we got that smoke. No. But I'ma say this, and I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna say this. There are a lot of men that in this world that they make the bare minimum, right? And they have the most amazing families. Their children grow up to be titans, and all because the daddy may not have had an amazing job, but he has family. And his children have grown up to become titans, and they all have their own. This is the thing that we always miss in our community. And this is why Tyrese was in the social media a couple days ago when he said Latinos families stick together, they have family values, they honor the husband, they honor the father. And in our culture, we only honor the father is when how much money he brings home, or how we only honor the husband of how much money he brings home. This is the thing that we miss all the time in our culture. Instead of us worrying about family, working is amazing because we need the work. But we don't worry about family. We don't worry about how these children grow up. And when you're never home and the children can't come to you, daddy, and then when they become grown and they act like they don't know who the hell you are because you never was home with them, then come talk to me again. Because this is the reason why a lot of us and a lot of our family, when these children get older, they don't want to be bothered with the daddy because all the daddy did was work all the time. So it's up to the mother to reinforce that. Yes, daddy works, daddy does all these things, but daddy love you. He's doing it because of you. That's my take on it, and I'm done.
All right, thank you so much. Take heed. Tell your king, man, we appreciate him for allowing his beautiful wife to come upon us in our presence. Listen, guys, if you have not subscribed or liked or watched her content in the morning, take heed, get up in the morning, slapping bitches. And I just want to know, yes. You know, her network is coming out next month, Slap a Bitch Networking Podcast. And so, guys, she gets up in the morning and she's already prepared to slap a bitch very early in the morning. So she's from the Slap a Hoe tribe, and she gets up in the morning, she takes care of business. So make sure that you go and subscribe, hit the notification button, and support Take Heed. I'm always in her chat in the morning. Lost in Translation, be over there. We be in the chat every morning with her, supporting her because she's putting in the damn work.
Oh, all right. What? PMU, I'm sorry. I did have one more thing for Nissa.
Yeah, I knew
women today still need men. I don't care how much money they make. Ebony K. Williams is on a goddamn thing almost every other week now talking about how much she needs a goddamn man, and she's a multi-millionaire.
Yep, and you know what?
I totally agree with you, Payne.
You know what, Art Payne?
Yes,
I have never said anything opposite of that.
Lisa Ray just said the same thing. She said, I'm in my 50s now. I need a warm body next to me. I can't do these toys no more. I don't want to do it no more. Well, you 50 and she's starting to look like a dehydrated turkey. And so now, and oh yeah, she's come on that age, she's starting to whoop her ass. She ain't diamond no more. She a ruby. And so my thing is, come on.
I know we tried to end the stream. I'm sorry for bringing it up.
Zirconia.
Yeah, she ain't diamond no more. She on the rough side of the mountain. But anyway, thank you, Arpane, for that. Who we got left? Oh Lord, I'm gonna get on this. On this, you going last. Embrace the Grace. What are your thoughts for the show tonight? I'm just sitting.
Well, this I have learned not to sign up for overtime anymore on Tuesday nights because I already knew that this is going over. So with the Trey situation, I get where he's coming from about being complacent with mediocrity, but we also can't. And I know everybody noticed during COVID just how important our blue collar men was, because they're the ones that made this world go round during COVID. Those truck drivers, those first responders. You notice how much we loved and missed our teachers. So we got to give props to them, Because they're, again, the man makes the man doesn't, the money doesn't make the man makes the money. Okay, and we got to stop. And it is in our melanated community that a man is only as good as his resources, but that's why we were made to be a helpmate, to help that man to get where he needs to be. But no, we want a ready-made home when we can't even cook. We want a ready-made home when we can't even clean. We want a ready-made home when we can't even fix shit around the house. And it don't work like that. And he's also right, because I teach my son this. From the age of 18 to 29, your focus should be laying your foundation as a man so you can become that provider and protector. I tell my son, you want to have fun, live life, do it smart, but stay focused. Don't bring me home no grandbabies. Don't make no woman no single. We have to teach our boys just like we teach our women. But the thing is, we always teaching men how to treat women, but we never take the time to teach our girls how to treat men. And that's why we are lost in the damn sauce with women. And at the end of the day, a lot of these men are sorry, and I'll stand 10 toes on this. It's because look who's raising these men. I'm raising my son off of things that I've learned off of my uncles, my dad, his father, all the male influence that I've had in my life, I'm throwing to my son because I know I can only do so much as a woman and as a mother. So at the end of the day, we need each other. A man needs a woman needs a man. I digress. My mic is muted.
That's right.
Ooh-wee. Embrace the grace. What was the name of that sermon? I want to write down.
Oh, and by the way, I'm having a very, very serious show on Thursday. I know it's Black History Month, but I'm gonna make it messy in February. We're talking about colorism. How can we expect them not to be racist when we're sometimes we're the most racist in our own community with this colorism shit? So we're going to talk about it. What is it? How it impacts our society? How it hurts each other? So come check me out if you guys get a chance.
Let me know
Embrace
about
the
that
grace.
grace. I'll be there for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Embrace the grace. I had a white person. I'm not going to say their name because I think they didn't mean too much harm by it.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to stay cordial here. Okay. Thank you, God, for that piece right there. He sent it, and this is what he said. It was February the 1st, I think, or 2nd. He said, I know it's Black History Month, so I want to start by starting with your reparations. Here's $5.
That's an insult.
Let me say it again. Let me say it again. Because I almost lost my shit. Because I really had to breathe. Right? I had to let that shit roll off my back, right? Because I told myself I wasn't gonna be like this no more. I promised Mandrell that I wouldn't go on, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't get to the old guy no more. But he sent me that. And I'm gonna tell y'all who it is after the show. Because I say it right now, I have to find him and beat him there. But he said it's February, it's Black History Month. And I want to start by starting by giving you your reparations. Here's $5.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did you do with the $5?
I spent it on some Tylenol because I had a really, really bad headache after that. Because all of that stress. See, right now I got to the stress thing. I'm doing it right now because it bothers me.
I'm sorry,
people think that type of shit.
Funny, man.
Yeah.
In 2024, you see, but this is what so it shows that we've made progress, but it also shows that we have so much more to do.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to my sister too for letting that bomb ass nigga back in the house. I told her I was gonna embarrass her. I think we need to bring Shane back. This motherfucker was trash. He put his hands on me. My brother went over there and stripped him butt naked, left him in the middle of nowhere, and she invited him right back in the house. So shout out to her for allowing that. I told her, I told her today, I said, what's the difference between your house and Iraq? She said, I don't know. I said, there's a bomb. I appreciate you guys for coming. I'm so pissed off about that. I don't know why I brought this shit back up. Now that shit got me just all back fucked up.
You gotta let Lost in Translation go for his last words. Right?
Yeah, I know. Lost in Translation, the smooth voice.
Yeah, so you can calm your ass down.
Quiet storm voice.
Yeah, the quiet storm voice. They said that Lost in Translation can speak to the water, and women start taking their clothes off in the county next over. So I just want to God damn, boy, that's a talented man. So Mr. Pineapple himself is in the building tonight. Lost in translation, take us out.
Listen, tonight was a very, very interesting night. We found out a lot of things about a lot of things. You know, we found out that money makes you moist. You know what I'm saying? We also found out if you're a provider male, you got more value. You know, if you work more than 60 hours, 80 hours a week, you have more value. You know what I'm saying?
Hit the button, nigga. That's for you.
But here's my thing, man. Here's my thing, man. What we fail to realize is that we have to take a step back and look at our community for what it really is. Yeah. And if you look at it, I think our community has a problem. It has arrested development. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that.
I like that.
What happens is that our community has gotten to a specific point in wisdom and it stops because we're having the same 14-year-old and 15-year-old conversations. And it's not nuanced enough. Gentlemen, I'm going to explain something to you. I had the privilege of sitting under a gentleman by the name of Kevin Samuels. And Kevin will tell you, if you don't work, you ain't about nothing. You know what I'm saying? And nobody on these YouTube streets worked harder than Kevin. You know how I know? Because I was right there with him. You know what I'm saying? Every day, every night, all day long. I was tired. He was tired. It didn't matter until one day he didn't wake up no more. And he went home. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is we're left at a particular situation where the conversation was started, but now we have to continue the mission at hand. Now, I will tell you this, gentlemen, it's good for you to work, yes. But also as men, you owe it to your families to be here as long as you can. That's how wisdom is passed down from generation to generation. What good does it do you if you're here for only 50 years and you're out? You see what I'm saying? At least be here to 70 or 80 years old so you can pass on knowledge to the next generation that they may be able to use. If you look at other communities, you'll see that when their men last a long time, their communities fare better. Their situations are better. Their wealth is better because their men are there longer. And I think it has something to do with the power of the woman. Those women actually undergird those men and support them so they're here longer, so they can actually spend time and pass that wisdom on to the children. Now, my thing is this: what are we actually giving up when we burn our men up to the point where they don't last past 68 years old? They don't last past 50 years old. What are we teaching our young men? That they're only valuable to a certain extent, and then you'll be replaced. I ponder the question, what is the actual worth of a man? My thing is this: I think we need to find out. Black men, I'm going to tell you this, and I want you to hear me loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
Do not die on your community. Do not die on your family. Do not die on your country. And do not die on your God. My thing is this: we got to start getting back to the mission at hand. Now, ladies, if you want a leader, leaders need support. That means you have to put in some work too. You can't just sit up and do nothing. What's the point? All hands on deck. My grandmother used to have this favorite song that says, I'm a soldier in the army of the Lord.
Of the Lord. Come on.
You understand what I'm saying? That was when we had way more men in church and the church was bigger and we were doing things. And to me, it just seems like the world was a little bit brighter. Yep. You know what I'm saying? When we had more men building, we had more men had businesses, we had more men working together. We had women also doing things that they were doing, helping other women, helping children. Anybody in the neighborhood's kid could get a hot meal. That's support. Women, we need your support. As far as I'm concerned, you are just as important as the men are too. My thing is this: I don't want you to get to the point where you think that you're not as good or you're not as important. Yes, you are. Because without you, there would be no reason for us. And I want you to know that your role is just as important. Now, men, I'm going to need you to do like this. Find you a woman that's willing to support you. A woman that's willing to roll up her sleeves and give it her all. And I'm going to leave it this. I'm going to leave y'all with a poem that I read and I listen and I talk to myself all the time. It's by Les Brown. And it goes like this. If you want anything bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it. And if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you go out and sweat for it, fret for it, plan for it, lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after the thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famine, gulf, sickness, or pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, and with the help of Almighty God, you'll get it. Men, we need you here. Don't die on us. And that's my final thought.
Man, listen, I ain't got nothing else to say. We'll see y'all on tomorrow for the sports show. We're going to end this with some church. Here we go. Remix.
Subscribe now.